What's up, everybody? Welcome to Q and Colb, the show where me and Colb talk. Occasionally, Curtis chimes in. Curtis, come on stage, man. Let everybody see you. Give it up for Curtis. Clap it up for Curtis, y'all. Clap it up for Curtis. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. We're good, man. You know, Chiefs lost, Pat lost. It's a beautiful day.
We tried to start out with hatred, or we tried to start out with love, because we got your team got the trade of the lifetime. And look, we've talked about the Luka trade. We talked about if we think that it's crazy that it happened, but you got to see Luka in a Lakers uniform for the first time, playing minutes. Well, he played like it was an ass whooping, so I don't even know if he played the 30. Look, I watched that game for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna be close. And then I tuned out.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I did the same thing, man. I watched that first half. I was like, oh yeah, we up 20, we good.
I watched that first quarter. Like I was like, oh yeah, they got nothing. Right.
I tweeted last night too. I was like, hey, no offense, but I need to see the Lakers with Luka play a real basketball team.
It's just the Jazz ain't doing it, right? Like the Jazz are not why you brought Luka there. And then you got the Lakers have been on a pretty high kick even before the Luka trade. The Luka trade seems to have given them more energy, or at least it did in that game. Look, man, they gave out actual t-shirt jerseys. They were so happy. Like, management was like, yeah, we're going to lose 20,000 sales of these t-shirt jerseys because we that excited about Luka Doncic. The excitement is palpable in LA. Realistically, with the Mark Williams trade being rescinded, right? The Lakers not having a center. Other than what, Jackson Hayes? That's who y'all rolling with?
Jackson Hayes,
maybe
Christian
Rui.
Koloko. He's on the roster too. But that's pretty much it. They've been starting Rui at the 5. I think Jared Vanderbilt been playing a little bit of the 5.
Rui ain't played the 5. He even played the fucking 5 when he was in. Was he on to Vanderbilt or Gonzaga, some place like that, right?
I want to say he was in Gonzaga.
He went to one of them basketball only power.
No, where did Rui go?
He went to Nova. Was he Nova?
No,
Rui.
No,
you talking about Rui? Rui went to Gonzaga.
I thought he went to Gonzaga. Yeah.
I
thought he went to Gonzaga.
One of them basketball only powerhouses. I think he was playing. Well, he was playing like the 4 at Gonzaga, right? Because he was guarding Zion when they played Duke.
The funniest thing about Rui is that he's naturally a 4.
Yeah,
like he's not a small forward at all. He's not. Yeah, he's a 4. To be completely honest with you.
No, that's what he played in college, right? Like, so it's. What do you think the ceiling of this year's Lakers team is? Given that you have that star power, but you have some constitutional issues with like the constitution of the roster.
I mean, we can be honest with it. They have a significant roster flaw. It's a significant roster flaw that they try to address in some way to make sure that it wouldn't at least be significant. I think Mark Williams is a pretty good player, but they have a significant roster flaw in probably the worst conference to have that significant roster flaw, to be honest with you. Because Jokic is there.
Yeah, I remember you were saying like you wanted the Cavs to play the Lakers again. I was like, it would be horrible for the Lakers to have to go up against the Cavs.
Right? I also said that when I thought Mark Williams was on the way.
Yeah, I mean, even if Mark Williams, they play Evan and Jarrett the whole game.
Yeah, it was gonna be a little rough, but we got Luka. I wanted to see what that looked like with Luka and Brian.
Yes.
I wanted to see what that looked like. But if you tried out Jackson Hayes, if you tried out Christian Koloko, you know what I'm saying?
These are just names.
Yeah, I'm just naming off. I'm just rattling off. It sounds like 2K generated name.
Christian Koloko is I at least remember when Jackson Hayes got drafted, right? He was a Pelican. Same draft as Zion.
It's kind of crazy too, because when you think about what they need at the 5, like they don't need Jokic, they don't need Jared. Like Jared Allen would actually be perfect for the Lakers right now. He'd actually be perfect. But they don't need like the superstar all-star 5. They just got to have somebody who's functional and can protect the rim. And I don't think they got that right now, unfortunately.
It's not there.
Yeah, they don't got that right now. So I think like maybe they could get back to the Western Conference Finals, maybe, depending on who they play. But I can't see them get to the finals this year, at least not this year. Now, next year, that's a completely different conversation.
By the way, Dallas, I know what's going on there, dog. I've lived 4 years of what's going on there. When you make a trade that the universe did not want you to make, it all go wrong instantly. That's what's going on there, dog. AD got there 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. He injured. They talking about he might be gone for a month. A month?
No, but well, hold on. Low key, he got injured. There's never a great time to get injured, but he got injured right before
the All-Star break. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, so that minimizes the damage a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just a harsh reminder of like, yay, man, this happens with Anthony Davis, dog. Like, it's not going to be over after he comes back from this injury. Like,
you know what's fucked up? Though? He had, up until like that moment, the last 2 seasons, he had played in like 95% of possible games or something crazy like that. And as soon as the trade happens, he come in. He was balling to that game.
Yeah.
He was cooking the Rockets, and then he get hurt.
And it was one of them nasty hurts too, where it was like it looked like it was non-contact, like it was like,
he had 26 and 10 at halftime.
I'm like, they gonna be talking about this shit the whole rest of the season. Like, yeah, he's nursing that injury from.
And you know what? What make it even more fucked up? Daniel Gafford got hurt.
Now they got out there is Max Christie,
who's hooping, by the way.
Hey man, you know, is he hooping enough to justify not having Luka? And then you're pairing this up with like Kyrie's injury probability.
Kyrie just got named as an All-Star replacement, so that's cool.
That's good. I like Kyrie. You know,
that's dope. You know, we always support Kyrie. We always go support Kyrie. No matter what's going on.
Kyrie fun, man. Like, you know, look, when you win a championship with a team, all that saltiness about leaving just goes away. Like,
nobody cares. Cares.
As long as you got your ring, dog, like you can leave. Nobody cares. You ain't got that ring though. You do get salty. Ain't even gonna lie to you, right? But yeah, the Luka thing is, what do you want to see out of Luka in the Lakers this year to be satisfied going forward with what? Because we know Luka's gonna be good, right? Like, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, yeah, we don't know.
I think the more of the concern would be the Lakers being able to maximize a window around Luka. And what would you need to see from not only Luka, but some of the other guys who might have to be on this roster for a little while to make you feel confident or more confident in the Lakers' ability to maximize Luka's prime?
I think it's kind of interesting because the Lakers cap sheet, like if you look at their cap space and everything going forward, it's actually like relatively very clean going forward now. I say this all the time. Austin Reeves is making less than $13 million this year, which is just ridiculous to me for somebody who's averaging like almost 20 and 6 every game. And I think he had 40 on national TV against the Pacers or something like that when Brown and Luka didn't play and they won that game. So obviously he's going to be a large part of what this is going to be around Luka. How long is Brown going to stay here? Is the question now. Like, how long is he going to hang around with this? And listen, he's still one of the 10 best players in basketball. So it don't.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Who's in your 10?
So obviously Giannis,
Okay.
Jokic.
Yep.
SGA.
That's valid.
Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 4.
That's 4.
Let's see. Anthony Davis, when he's healthy, is in the 10. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum, yeah. Jason Tatum.
You put Jaylen Brown in there?
Not top 10 now.
Not top 10?
Nah.
Let's see. Anybody else in the East? Other than Giannis, we already got Giannis.
Oh, Victor Wembanyama.
You got him in the 10 already?
Absolutely.
I haven't watched enough of the Spurs, so I can't really.
Absolutely. Not even a question.
So what, we at 7?
Who do we say? AD, Bron, Luka, JT, Wemby, Giannis, Jokic, so that's 7.
Someone said Brunson. We putting Brunson in the top 10?
I don't think it's crazy, but I don't know. I'd probably have him like somebody said Steph, not this year.
We leaving Steph out though.
Yeah.
Well, is Steph been bad this year?
By his standards. Anthony Edwards, yeah, I probably put Anthony Edwards in the top 10.
Yeah, Edwards got to be in the top 10. What about James?
James
Harden?
No.
KD? Nah, not this year.
We can talk about it. It's debatable.
Kyrie?
Nah.
No Kyrie?
No.
Donovan
Mitchell?
I don't think Donovan's a top 10 player in the NBA. But
wow.
I haven't thought about it really. Like he might. Like I don't look at him and go, I think he's one of the 10 best players because, like, in order to think that, I would. There are times where I'm like, Darius Garland is legit the best basketball player on the court, or Evan Mobley is the best basketball player on the court. And I don't think that they're at a level yet where I think they're top 10 like caliber players. And like, if I don't think that's the case, and I think it kind of gets a little touch and go with who's the best player on the Cavs, I can't put Donovan up there. Donovan's like a really good player, like a great player. I don't think, like, you know how the internet is. They're going to turn this into me thinking he's ass or something like that. What about Cade?
Oh, he got look, man, he got an argument. He got an argument.
So we got Jokic, Giannis, Shai, my bad. Anthony Edwards, definitely. Cade might be, right? That's 5.
You know what? I'm going to say Cade is.
Cade 5. You said Vic definitely?
Yes.
6. Vic definitely. You said AD definitely?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 7. You said no Steph. Jason Tatum for sure. Absolutely. We're not putting Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie.
Nah. KD's the one where I would be like thinking about it.
I don't know if Brown in the top 10 no more, man.
I think Brown top 10. I
just don't think nights. Brown can still play at a top 10 level on some nights. But he's like, and this is no shade, he's almost 40. But like he's more of a top 20 guy. Like if you average out like how his availability, how often he can hit those peaks nowadays. Because you can't rely on him like you would rely on some of these dudes in the top 10 every night. Like,
you know what I think the issue with Bron is now, or like how people rate Bron is now. You so used to him being either the best player or close to the best player at pretty much every point in his career that now that he's closer to like being the 10th best player, it feels like he like the 15th best player because you so used to him being so dominant for so long, and it don't look like that no more. To be honest with you, that like people are like, man, I don't think he top 10 no more, man. Like you so used to a certain level of production, and to make this even funnier, he's 40 years old. I just want to read off his averages real quick.
No, he's like 24-9 and like what 8 or something like that.
It's 24, 8, 9, 52% from the field at 40.
No, he's incredible at 40, like no doubt. Like he's one of the best players in the NBA still. But I feel like it's been a couple of years since there's been an actual. I feel like it's been a while since there's been an actual conversation of if LeBron's one of the best players in the NBA. Like we've been used to LeBron's like in the top 10 conversation for a while. And I'm not saying Bron is bad. I'm just like, I don't know if like it depends on how you view the top 10. If you are you viewing the top 10 as like you had to build a team to win this year. You're picking 10 players to build around. LeBron gonna be in within the first 10 picks. Is that what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And like even if you're looking at like I just pulled up the top scorers, like the top scorers in the NBA right now. I had to pull that up. So LeBron is 14th. Victor Wembanyama is 15th. But there's guys ahead of them that I wouldn't say are better players. Like Devin Booker's ahead of him. I don't think he's better than LeBron. Jalen Brunson's ahead of him. I don't think he's better than LeBron either. But we could talk about it.
I don't think it's a conversation.
I don't think it's a conversation either. Damian Lillard's ahead of that's not Tyrese Maxey. Like, yeah, you take them out, he right back in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Cade's 12th. Anthony Davis is 11th. I seen the chat get a little. Have a little smoke for Cade. Cade's good. Nah.
Someone said Cat this year. I can entertain him. He's been hooping.
Hey man, it's not crazy.
Dominican Cat, man, like bodega.
It's not
bodega.
It's not crazy. Cat been hooping.
The bodega cat. You know, like it's something to it.
Hey, Q ain't even said nothing bad about.
No, I haven't had any opportunities. Like he is giving me nothing this year. I'm like, oh shit, I guess he's doing pretty good. I thought that would be hilarious. Like,
you just hate Minnesota. That's really all it is.
You know, it might be.
I think
he left Minnesota and I stopped. Like,
you're the problem with NBA media.
He go
to a big market team. All of a sudden, you love him. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? Speaking of, man, the Cavs specifically went at Rudy Gobert. Disgusting stuff. It was so, I've never seen such a coordinated attack. It was so coordinated that they picked up on it in a post-game press conference and they asked Donovan about this. And Donovan was like, oh, how y'all know? Y'all was obvious, man. Y'all was so obvious about what y'all were doing.
I'm going to say something and it might make some people upset, but it needs to be said. I will never respect the fact that Rudy Gobert has 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. I never respect it. I will never respect it. I don't care.
It don't seem like they respect it. And some of these dudes, Donovan Mitchell was on the teams when he did it. And he's like, nah, I'm going straight at him. Like Jared Allen, healthy 14 off him. Evan Mobley took it personal. Okay.
When Donovan got traded here, first thing he said about Jared and Evan Mobley, these are the 2 best bigs that I've ever played with. As soon as he got to Cleveland, Rudy Gobert had been an all-star, all-NBA, and Defensive Player of the Year in Utah with Donovan, and that's the first thing he said.
And it's hilarious, too, because one of the criticisms of Donovan Mitchell was that he didn't know how to play with bigs. He comes to Cleveland and he looked like fucking Mozart with Evan Mobley on the court at the same time as him. And you're like, oh, it wasn't the bigs that were the problem. It was specifically Rudy that was the issue there.
Rudy is the most offensively limited offensive player, like center, that I've ever seen. Like if it is not a dunk or like dump off pass, lob pass, direct dunk at the rim, he is giving you nothing. Like absolutely nothing.
Who gives you more offensively? 2016 Tristan Thompson or Rudy Gobert right now? Because I can make the argument Tristan can run that pick and roll.
Hey man, so can Rudy can run a pick and roll too. So like,
but Tristan was a little bit more athletic, a little bit more bounce, better finisher.
he had the little baby hook.
Tristan or
he had the little
Rudy?
baby hook. Tristan, he had the little baby hook, and he was ambidextrous, so you know he could go either way.
Okay, hold on. Nah, I see that man shoot with his other hand. He's not ambidextrous.
He had
no ambidextrous.
He had the
his body. No.
You going left, you going left, or you going right? What are you doing?
No, you have never been worried about it. Tristan gonna go left or right. We not doing this. Absolutely.
Why you hating? Why you hating?
You talked about that shit like it was Evan Mobley at the top of the fucking free throw line. And you gotta actually worry when he do all this shit. Tristan do all this shit, man. He get taken off the floor. Okay, like
we're talking about 2016, Tristan. Though we're talking about 2016.
2016, Tristan didn't dribble. Okay, 2016.
Yeah, that. Which way he going? Which way he going?
Left or right cut?
Like, hey, wait, hold on. They say B.I. just got paid. Hold on, my dog just got paid.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, let me see.
123 years.
123 years?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
So that's what,
I think that's fair. 40 a year? That's not terrible. Rich Paul, get you paid.
Hey, man. Just got to be in Toronto.
Good for him, man. Good bag.
Yeah, good for Brandon.
I don't know what Toronto's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing either, but you have fun with Scotty Barnes. And like, they got the whole, hey, if the Cavs didn't keep their core team right there, because they got what? Brandon Ingram, who people wanted to trade Darius Garland for, and they got Scotty Barnes, who there are people in this chat right now who suggested the Cavs made a mistake by not drafting Scotty Barnes.
Who?
Yeah, there's people in this chat. I remember them. I ain't gonna put them on Front Street, but I remember y'all.
You should put them on Front Street.
Nah, I remember y'all. Scotty looks like he's a wig. Okay, all right. It was crazy. These last couple of years of Evan Mobley conversation got crazy. I'm just gonna let everybody.
Can we talk about it? Because I stayed down as the Laker fan. I stayed down and said, y'all are crazy for trying to run this kid out of here when he is so good at basketball. He's so fucking
People
good.
telling me you don't even want to. I got accused of not watching the games, man, because I was like, nah, man, there's clearly going to be something there. Just give this time. He just needs that. We were like, oh, y'all making excuses for the kid. And now we get to this point, and I saw somebody tweet at you, hey, was that fucking KG that was playing for the Cavs? And it's like, it looked like it.
I was like, he looked like KG tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it? 28, 10, 6 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks?
He got some nasty buckets on Mr. Gobert, right? One time he got that man hesitating midair. It was disgusting what he did. And then, like, I honestly don't even think what he did points-wise was the most impressive thing that he did in that game. I thought his defensive effort was a lot more impressive. And then there's that assist he made to DeAndre Hunter, where he saved the basketball.
When he was falling out of bounds.
That bitch across court. Yeah.
I was like, hey, bro, I see Luka do that same shit.
Yeah. You could just look. Evan Mobley made that pass to DeAndre Hunter, and it clicked right then in DeAndre Hunter's mind of like, oh, this is different. Okay. He was like, that shit went right to me. And then next thing you know, you just see Evan like, yeah, you saw that shit? Yeah, I passed that shit. And you're like, yeah.
He is like that, bro. Like, he's like, bro, you know, Evan Mobley's so good. He has like a core of supporters who are not Cavs fans.
No, just people who think he can hoop.
just pure ball lovers who are like, you know what? That motherfucker is very good at basketball.
Yes. Like, hey man, that dude's gonna be up. Okay, like when he turns this age.
Did you see me piss the timeline off?
No, what'd you do?
When I was like, I was like, man, I really need to see some. I really hate to see some Evan Mobley Laker jersey photos.
We tolerate your Lakers fandom. Okay? Don't you dare pull shit like this, especially when we already reeling from the Myles situation. Don't you dare do this.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's on me. I've played around too much. This is sensitive time.
You're too happy. You got Luka. You think this shit funny. Y'all all missed to steal your girl time. Nah. We getting stolen from right now. Like, this ain't funny. This ain't a joke to us. Okay?
I was like, you know what? A mistake was made. I apologize. I'm sorry. So I thought we were all having fun. I crossed the line. That's on me.
Is Myles a lot? Like, is Myles going to show up at another game?
Because hey man, the press run he been on, man. If he's open,
he's pretty like, look, this is gonna come down to a head because I think both sides are equally determined not to do anything. Like, Myles is not about to waver on this anytime soon, and neither are the Browns. And both these sides have no motivation to move.
It's been out there that the Cavs have. I mean, not the Cavs. The Browns have. The Browns are not budging.
They're not even answering the phone.
Not even attempting to acknowledge this at all.
No, they're not even pretending that this is gonna be happening. Like, they're just like,
no.
All right, man. Like, and Myles is not pretending like a resolution is a possibility. He's not even alluding to the possibility of something being a possibility there. So we gonna see. Hey, look, I think I said this on one of the shows on the OBR. If Andrew Berry survives this offseason, it is because that man got big balls. Because it is going to take balls, like capital B balls of steel to get through this off, because you might not draft the quarterback where everybody wants you to draft the quarterback. You might not trade Myles where all of the pressure is on you to trade Myles. You got to say, you know what? We rolling with the plan and hope your shit gangster enough to where that works out, because oh my God, the pressure on Andrew Berry this offseason is insane. Also, this is the same offseason where it is fully realized that the Deshaun Watson trade is the worst trade the Cleveland Browns have ever made. Like, yeah, man.
I don't know how you making it
out of here, dog.
I don't know how he making it out of here, bro. I really don't.
He got to draft his ass off, right? And he got to draft his ass off, and he got to hope that whatever he throws for quarterback works, right? Like, either that be trusted. If he trusts Kevin, he getting Kirk, right? Kirk and Matt. Like, if he trusts Kevin, and hope that you go on a little 11-win run, and everybody gonna have a little bit more patience for next year. Or you decide that you think one of these quarterbacks are good enough, and if Shador shows some promise, if you draft them and you go win 8 games, hey man, nobody getting fired yet. Like,
but if you draft Jalen Milroe,
in the first round?
No, you can't do it in the first round. I'm sorry. Can't do it in the first round. Second round is whatever. Yeah. Second round is whatever. First round. But if you pass on a QB in the first round, you take Jalen Milroe, you better pray that shit works out.
That's why I'm like, just take the dude in the late third, so nobody's thinking about it, right? Because if you draft the quarterback in day 2, round 2 specifically, people gonna be like, so you wanted to draft the quarterback, and you just chose not to at 2. And that's going to flip how people feel about this thing. Right? If you just say, and you go, you know what? We going to draft Will Howard in round 3. Okay, so you weren't trying to solve this problem this year, right? Like, you'll throw a flyer at it, round 3 flyer at it, but you weren't trying to really like, okay, cool. whatever. People will find their peace with it if you have a good enough performer to start at quarterback for the season. Like if you get Kirk Cousins do what Kirk Cousins always does, which is that, like, I call Kirk Cousins a centrist, right? Because Kirk Cousins is never as radical as you want Kirk Cousins to be, or as people think Kirk Cousins gonna be. But he's not like nothing. So you just kind of get Kirk, right? Like he's just in this awkward in-between area where people overhype him and hate on him. And you just kind of get Kirk Cousins. If you get that, you might be fine. But if you have a defense without Myles Garrett, that changes the math. That changes the math. That changes the math expeditiously. Small says, Q, people aren't reasonable about round 3. Remember the Anthony Schwartz situation? That's because the Browns didn't have no damn first round picks. Like all of this unreasonableness about round 3 ends when you have first and second round picks.
Yeah, because you're actually getting good players at the top of the draft. And you're not depending on somebody you take in round 3 being good, which, to be fair to Andrew Berry, to be fair to him, I know ain't nobody trying to be fair to AB right now. I completely understand that. But Martin Emerson, for 2 seasons anyway, really good 3rd round pick.
I mean, Isaiah McGuire was pretty good last year.
Pretty good 3rd round pick. Yeah. Alex Wright, pretty good 3rd round pick.
Yeah. He's made some solid selections. He's definitely missed in the 3rd and 4th round. I mean, Siaki Ika, Anthony Schwartz, all of these things. Like he's definitely taking his lumps there, right? I think what hurt him is that he did the 2 times he had a first round pick. He did. Like if he would have hit a home run at 10, like if he got Tristan Wirfs, I think people would have a lot more grace for him, right? Yeah. But the problem is that the Browns haven't had a first round pick since 2021. They haven't had a top 10 pick since 2018. And the Browns haven't added. Well, JOK is a legit star player if he's healthy, right? We got to know what the medical is on him before we can guarantee anything going forward. But he's added that one guy, and I wonder how much different it would be if he drafted Greg Newsome in the 2nd and JOK in the 1st. Like how much differently that would be.
Oh, how much it flips?
Yeah, how much people just thought, oh yeah, like, because you know. Yeah. Or like what Grant Delpit made a Pro Bowl, right? Jed hasn't. If Grant were first, well, Grant at 10 would still be kind of like, ugh, like
no, Grant at 10 would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Because that was such a good safety.
And he's a good player, and that would still be crazy.
No, he's not even the best safety in that 2nd round. Like that 2nd round safety class in that year is insane. Curtis, if you could you look up for us and then pull up the names?
Was that the Antoine Winfield year?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
of the safeties that went in, was that the 2020 draft? Yeah, that was the Joe Burrow draft. The 2020 2nd round of the safeties that went in that class. It was really good. Okay. Like,
yeah, man. Antoine Winfield Jr. is.
There are like others too. I think like Jeremy Chin was in that class. Like there's a bunch of other guys there, but it was a really good safety class. But yeah. You know, Andrew.
Hey, somebody said K York. I forgot K.
That was a 4th round pick.
From 4th round pick. I forgot that. That's still.
Hey, York.
That. Oh man.
Hey, that was hilarious.
Yeah, you're talking about the safety class that Grant Delpit was in. Yeah, that class was loaded. They had Xavier McKinney, who else? Antoine Winfield, Kyle Duggar, Geno Stone.
Ooh.
I think who else? Jeremy Chin. I mean, those are the top 10 safeties I'm looking up right now. Some of them are either out of the league or nowhere else, but there's more because I'm putting up on my phone.
Was Wayne Blankenship UDFA that year?
I think he was.
No, he's 2022.
No, I don't think he wasn't. He was 2022. Yeah. But yeah, Kyle Duggar, Xavier McKinney, Jeremy Chin. There are a couple other ones that people probably haven't heard about. I think one was in the XFL at one point, but he's out of the league now.
Yeah, no, that class was ridiculous. I was doing the AV on it. I was like, oh my God, like that is one of the most ridiculous. Like the number for the safety AV was average in that round was higher than I think the first round AV average, approximate value average in that
Cameron
draft
Curl was
class.
in that class too. He's not bad. Julian Blackman. Who else? I said Geno Snow, and I think that's about it. Because the rest of it's either. Oh yeah, DeMar Hamlin, Josh Metellus.
Ooh, the ambulance, man.
That's a
Man.
crazy nickname.
Man, the
That's
ambulance.
I've heard some. We need to delete the internet. Some of these nicknames I've heard. Have you heard the Cooper, the Cooper the Gene nickname that's been going around?
No, what they call him?
I'm about to send it to you on the private chat because I'm not about to say this shit out loud.
Hold on. What is it? See if I'm gonna laugh. Yes.
No, man.
Yes. Hey, we would 1,000% be calling him that if he played for the Browns. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. I wish I could say that word.
When my homeboy brought that one up to me, I was like, outrageous, hilarious, but outrageous. That I don't. It's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier meme. He was like, out of line, you out of pocket, but you ain't wrong.
But he's right. Ooh, can't call him that. Can't call him that.
No, it's crazy. Cannot regularly call that man that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, man. What is good? Hey, when the nicknames be good, the nicknames be good, bro.
Yeah.
They be good.
So that's where I'm at. Like AB's interesting. I got a video coming out because I'm working on getting some of the approximate values over the last 4 years of all the offseason moves that I finished the Eagles, and that was interesting because like he does not draft as well as the Eagles, obviously.
No.
But he does do free agency and trades better than them, right? Like he is significantly better there, which like if he ever got fired, he would pretty naturally find his way to their pro personnel department. He's going to be in somebody's pro personnel department if he ever gets fired from the Browns because he's pretty good at that. The draft stuff, comparing him to the Eagles is tough. I want to compare him to like the Steelers and other teams too. So that video is going to take a while to come out. That shit takes forever to chart and then categorize and then put into a spreadsheet. But yeah, AB's an interesting case study because it's like, okay, well, you don't look at GMs like this, but he was a pro personnel guy. So the draft is a bit of an adjustment for him. I think he's made some hires over the last couple of years that have made his drafting better because the 2023 draft and 2024 draft just significantly better than his other two efforts. And where he's at his best is when he can maneuver trades and negotiate extensions with players. He's really good at that. And we're gonna see what he can do this offseason because he's gonna have to draft well, which he has the last couple of years. He's gonna have to draft extremely well with higher risk than what he had before. He was pretty good draft for a draft that didn't have first round picks, pretty good draft the last 2 years, but this year you got the second pick, which is like you gotta hit there, right? And even if you hit there, you're not gonna get that much credit for it. So yeah, it's
one of the things where it's like they say they call it Cooper Brian Chalkins. Not quite. Not that's not what Q sent me, but that's good too. Because he sent me something we absolutely cannot say on here. But I think the closer we get to the draft, the more I don't think he's gonna take a quarterback. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think I'll put it out. I'll put this out there. I think if Abdul Carter does not go first and he is sitting there at 2, kind of like what you said, he cannot afford to miss on the pick. To me, Abdul Carter is the surest bet that he is going to be good. Him and Travis are the surest bets that they're going to be good NFL players. I think he's going to take them.
Here's what makes me think that they're not going to take a quarterback. They have no interest in trading Myles, right? And like part of that is the cap ramifications of trading Myles, right? Which it's not great, but you could work around it if you really wanted to. It's just probably gonna get fired, right? Like probably gonna get fired unless you felt like you can hit on quarterback. And I think if they were really interested in quarterback this year, they might be more open to trading Myles because that would be something that could allow them to potentially do what Houston did, right? Where they can pair 2 top 5 picks with their quarterback and say to themselves, okay, we could trade Myles, get the number 4 pick, and some change for New England and say, hey, we're going to take Shedeur at 2. And then let's assume that Cam goes 1 to Tennessee, or that, like pick whoever you want to go number 1 to Tennessee. If it's Cam, then one of Abdul or Travis Hunter will be available at 4, and you can pair that guy with your quarterback and move into a new era, similar to the team that robbed you, was able to move into a new era, right? And that could be something that the Browns would find attractive if they thought that one of these quarterbacks were there. This is the difficult thing with Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion. I think Shedeur is going to be a starting level quarterback, right? Like I think I just got done watching the BYU game, which was rough for Shedeur, for sure. In the Baylor game. And on top of all the other games I've watched with him, I'm like, worst case scenario for him is that his career kind of plays out like Mac Jones, where he has like a year and a half of making you think that he could be a franchise guy. And then he just falls off a cliff and becomes a backup somewhere. I think it's more likely that he lives somewhere between Geno and Teddy Bridgewater, like fringe, like pretty fringe starter to solid tier 3 guy. And his high end is like Jared Goff. I think that's like, if he crystallizes and you get him in the right situation, he will be where Jared Goff is right now for his career, as far as like tiers and how you look at quarterbacks in those tiers. Maybe he could vacation a couple of years as like a tier 2 quarterback, but he's always going to be around tier 3-ish. And man, getting that at 2 is tough. Making that bet at 2 is tough, because let's say Shedeur has a decent first year. You get Abdul Carter gets 12 sacks. People will shit on you for not taking Shedeur, right? And that could get you fired unjustifiably, even though if Shedeur's like career pans out the same way Mac Jones's did, people just might be mad that you didn't take a quarterback whenever you did. And that might fuck up whatever you got planned for 2026. Because like, I like Lenore Sellers in this offense. Like, people are talking about Jalen Milroe being like a Jalen Hurts comp. I think Lenore is a much better person to comp to somebody like Jalen Hurts, because I think we forget how good Jalen Hurts was his last year in college. Did you know how good Jalen Hurts was his last year in college?
Yeah, in Oklahoma.
3,800 yards, like 36 passing touchdowns, and like 1,298 rushing yards.
Cooking.
21 touchdowns on the ground and through the air. Well, so he put up monster numbers, right? And people were comparing that to Jalen Milroe. I'm like, no, he's not. Jalen Milroe, I know people love to talk about the upside with Jalen Milroe. I don't see it that way, to be honest. Like, and I like Jalen as a person. As a prospect, he's presented a lot of issues that make me uncomfortable over this draft process. And like, for me, I don't think the upside's insane with Jalen Milroe, to be honest with you. I think he's probably somebody who, if you put him in a perfect situation, he could probably be Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, that's not like a 3rd round, 4th round pick to me.
Well, I mean, Tyrod was a 6th rounder, undrafted, right? So, but he's more talented than Tyrod, right? A bigger body than Tyrod Taylor. But yeah, I think like Tyrod is kind of where that thing can end up, where he can have a few good years. Like basically what I'm saying with Jalen Milroe, you want to be the second team that gets him, not the first. Right? Because Tyrod was the first team he was on was the Baltimore Ravens? Yeah, it was Baltimore.
Was
He
it?
spent 4 years at Baltimore, went to Buffalo, and then he was decent there. So he keeps telling me to please watch all of Cam Ward's games. Brother, I went to some of these games. like, I promise you, my dislike of Cam Ward isn't because I haven't watched enough Cam Ward.
Let's see. Yeah, started off with Baltimore.
What pick was he? What was he, the 3rd round pick? Or am I thinking of Troy Smith was the 3rd round pick? Yeah, Troy Smith was the 3rd. I think he was like a 5th.
6th round, 180th overall, 2011 NFL draft.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, I just
Virginia Tech.
want to be the first team that drafts Jalen Milroe. I want to be the second team that signs the team that signs him after he gets drafted. And that's where I'm going to be at with Jalen Milroe. I'm stamping it down. I'm going to stamp it down before this motherfucker runs to 40. Okay? Because I think people are going to change their mind after that 40, but I have to stay on the fundamentals here.
Tyrod Taylor was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think there's a chance if he sits somewhere for a few 3-4 years, he will give you a good like 3-4 seasons. I think whatever you get out of Jalen Milroe going to be short term, but I think he can deliver it. I think he just needs to be reprogrammed, and that's going to take a while. And that's why I like it. And Tyrod, also another thing with Tyrod, had similar issues coming out of college that Jalen Milroe had, right? Threw a really hard ball, not super accurate, got kind of lost with his pocket presence, wasn't great. I see those two as very similar, except for Jalen Milroe's a bit of a better athlete.
Man, he had a winning record as starting quarterback in Buffalo, though.
He's underrated.
I was like, okay, I'm like looking at his stats.
He unfortunately gets thrown under the shadow of Josh Allen. Because he was the first quarterback to bring Buffalo to the playoffs. And then they benched him for the Peterman.
That's just
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was good. He was good for about 500 rushing yards too.
Mm-hmm. No, Tyrod is cool. Could run. Legit guy. Like, I mean, he went to Virginia Tech. Like,
dang, like he was doing it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so it's not it. Thank you, Cole, for bringing up this point. Sometimes I'll bring up that a player's like upside is not like a superstar. But I'm like Tyrod, and then people lose their mind. And like, how could you not say it's Jalen Hurts? It's not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts makes his layups.
He fumbled a ton that year. He made the Pro Bowl though.
Who? Tyrod?
Tyrod, yeah, 2015. 9 fumbles.
Well, 8.5-inch hands.
9 fumbles. Years after that, the 2 years after that weren't that bad. It's only 4. It's like 4 the years afterwards, but 9 fumbles is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, everything Tyrod does, it does well. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Jalen Milroe if you give him time. But you can't draft that. Like
you can't draft that high.
You can't draft that high. I think somebody drafts him with the hopes of like, oh, maybe he like develops. I think somebody takes him in the 3rd round. I think a contending team takes him in the 3rd round. And then you wait that out. And then, if you're still looking for a quarterback in free agency, that will be a worthwhile flyer to take because he came out at the right age. So he'd be like 25. Yeah, it'd be a worthwhile flyer to take. But I'm talking about 4 years down the road with Jalen. I ain't talking about drafting this motherfucker in the 2nd round. Okay.
Man, he's the type of guy, he's the type of prospect, type of player. I could see Andrew Berry being like, I can fix that. I can make that work. I
wonder how much Kevin's going to be involved in this and what it is that Kevin wants to do at quarterback. Because I don't think we have a clear picture. Like we know what works with Kevin, right? Old white pocket passers, like it's traditionally and Jacoby Brissett, right? Who spiritually, I mean, like,
not as old black still pocket passer.
yeah, but like spiritually, Jacoby Brissett is an old white man that like to fish, right? Like that is Jacoby Brissett's spirit animal. It's like a 40-year-old white dude who like to fish. That's from like South Carolina, like. So yeah, it works with Jacoby, right? But that's who Kevin has had success with. All jokes aside, so I think it's easy to assume that that's who Kevin wants at quarterback. But the dudes they be bringing in to develop, they be the furthest from that type, right? They brought in little, small, athletic DTR. They brought in Kellen Mond. Right, like they brought in Tyler Huntley. Like, I don't know what it is that they see as the future. They traded for Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Yeah, I was over here talking about how we was going. I think you were talking about somebody was talking about Kirk Cousins as like, hey man, I just want the madness to be over. Let's get somebody to be decent. I think Derek Carr was brought up. That made sense at the time. That might make sense this year. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I know people were pointing to Deion as the Musgrave connection. But Musgrave has a much deeper connection with Derek Carr than he does Deion Sanders, who he shared 1 year with while he was on the practice squad. Mm-hmm. That was enough connection for people to go, oh yeah, Browns drafted him. We so thirsty.
I can't even blame it. You can't even blame the fan base though. You can't even blame the fan base.
No, I can blame. I can blame them. They thirsty.
Okay. We need a quarterback, man. We need a quarterback. I get it.
Quarterback speaking, at least we haven't started a new guy every other year like we were like 10 years ago. Like, no, I'm not giving the fan base this. We have been in it's not been good. Let me be clear on this. But this is the first time since 2018 that we don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback the upcoming season. That is a privilege we have not had as Browns fans pretty much my entire childhood. Like, so, nah, man. Nah. We just thirsty. That's what it is. We just thirsty. You could throw any quarterback up there, and then there will be some Browns fan willing to believe that guy's going to solve their problems. I saw somebody get all excited to Photoshop Dylan Gabriel in a Browns uniform. I've seen the Jackson Dart ones where I'm like, we just desperate.
Hey, can I say something real quick? I need to say something real quick. Y'all stop blaming me for the Jackson Dart hype amongst Cleveland Browns fans. It was not my fault. Listen. I said I wanted to take him in the 4th round, and y'all ran with that.
Oh no, I'm blaming you. We blaming you.
Wow. Now you want to come on screen.
No, you are responsible for putting that bullshit on the timeline. Now everybody's buying it. I blame you, and I will ever blame you. Don't give me that.
All I said was take him in the 4th round. That's all I said. I'll take him in the 4th round and see what's happening.
No.
Don't lie on me, Curtis.
Here's what I'll say, Cole. I don't think you ever meant for it to get out of hand, but you did retweet Jackson Dart propaganda that directly led to it getting out of hand. You feel me? Like in your efforts to promote him as a 4th round pick, you accidentally promoted propaganda that made people think, oh, this motherfucker should go in the 2nd.
No, I was like, that's not what I want at all. That's not what I want at all. I was taking him and pick like 102.
It's a reason why you never see me retweet clips of Jalen Milroe. Hell no. I was never going to do that because I'm like, oh, no, if I do that, people will talk about taking him in the 1st.
No, hey, you know what I did yesterday? To piss people off? I tweeted out
you tweeted this is you. This is why people blame you, Cole. Okay.
Nah, if you want to blame me for the Milrow thing, I'm okay with that because I did that on purpose because that shit was funny. But the Jackson Dart shit,
retweeted.
You
retweeted unfiltered Jackson Dart propaganda on the timeline, dog. You was out here like, yeah, I'm gonna retweet Mississippi Bulldogs 22. Let's go ahead and retweet that one. You know, Ole Miss Rebels.
Hey, to be real with you, who I retweeted was Kyron.
SEC propaganda. That man loved the Southeast. Okay. Ain't no shade.
Hey, man. That's what I retweeted.
I saw Kyron was excitedly tweet about the prospects of Jalen Milrow going under center. With all due respect. Like, my man loved the Southeast. Okay. You do that. Like,
I love how Curtis just randomly popped up whenever it's time to blame me for something. That's crazy, dog. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the retweeting of Jackson Dart propaganda is what got you on this case. You need to put that shit that all the radio hosts in Cleveland put in. Retweets don't equal endorsements in your bio.
I will absolutely not do that. I will absolutely not do that. How can I cause chaos otherwise?
Yeah, but that's why people have you here and blame you for the Jackson Dart poll. It's not because you said anything crazy. It's what you put out there. Okay.
No, when I tweeted out that Jalen Milrow clip yesterday, that shit was so funny.
No, it was like I had to eat it with I was like, yeah, man, Drew Aller, if he keeps improving, he plays well in the playoff. That's what I said, right? But the film breakdown had enough highlights where people were like, we need to draft Drew Aller number 2 overall right now. And I was like, oh, I fucked up. Okay. That was I just was trying to talk about somebody I liked that could come out in the right range. And I fucked up. There was too much good in there. Okay, cool. Needed to balance it out with the counter argument. You didn't put enough counter arguments for
that's on me. Yeah, that's on me. That's 100% on me. I learned my lesson.
And the hilarious thing about Jackson Dart, I don't understand what everybody is seeing.
Yeah, all reviews post Senior Bowl were like, this dude sucks.
Which, I mean, maybe he's not as bad as, because there's always a dude who gets ragged on at the Senior Bowl that, ends up being decent. But
Bo Nix?
We'll see with Bo Nix what he does next year, right? Because I'm still holding out that that's a Mac Jones situation.
Hey, the hate is so strong there.
It's not even hate. It's not even hate with Bo Nix. I'm just so how can you be this inaccurate and still be a good quarterback in the NFL? I don't understand how that happens. But hey, he's doing it.
Coach's son. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Coach's son. You know what I'm saying? Just making it happen. Bo Nix. Bo Nix, coach's son. They always bring that up for whatever reason.
I wonder if they're gonna bring that up with Deion Shador, who is true.
I wonder if they're gonna bring it. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna bring it up. It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
The Deion thing, the Shador thing is hilarious because I'm like, y'all usually like coaches' kids. What's the problem?
See, we want to get into that.
Bring it up where it's like, oh, he's a coach's kid, right? And that's the danger with Shador. There is so much bullshit you can argue about that is nonsense about Shador Sanders that people like to use against him, that you can kind of trick yourself into being radicalized to be like, you know what, he gonna show you, and that's not where I'm trying to be, right? Like
you almost said we gonna show you when you see what they said about you. It's like, man, we gonna show you what's going on. We gonna show you what's going on.
Man, would you think it's just hype? Because I see people crashing out because people be trying to act like he got character concerns. Like, that man has no character concerns. What are you talking about?
He literally has absolutely no character concerns whatsoever.
That man is a walking corporate dream. Okay, he ain't controversial. He ain't never said nothing controversial. He don't have no risk of saying nothing. What are we doing? His teammates seem to like him.
It's just, it's all stupid. It's all stupid.
And at the end of the day, he gonna do that thing that even Deshaun Watson did successfully to get the teammates on his side. I can afford to send you motherfuckers to the Bahamas. Okay. Like the ultimate team chemistry move. They need to add that on Madden so you can add team chemistry. Spend like 100 Madden points, take your boys to the Bahamas. Yeah.
Not the Greenbrier?
I don't know what the fuck he was thinking with that. Like, that's the okie doke, right? That's the bigger okie doke. These players got here the first year. He took them to Puerto Rico and the Bahamas. Every other year after that, he's like, we're going to Greenbrier. It was like, what the fuck happened to vacations? like they ain't go back to paradise since that first year. And I feel like some of them players feel like they got okie doked there too. Remember we was counting the players who joined on the trip and people were like, oh, they betrayed Baker on this trip.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Time flies, man. Time flies. It feels like that wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't that long ago.
See. Oh, let's talk about the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Them superpowers getting neutralized.
I knew you was gonna find a way to watch silence.
I ain't gonna lie. When did you give up on the Chiefs' ability to win this game?
Like by their third drive.
Third drive?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they're not winning.
I believe so much in the devil magic that I was like halfway through the third quarter. I was like, it's over. Whenever Deontay Smith caught that fucking bomb, I was like, okay, it's over. Okay. They're not coming back from that.
No, I could tell pretty early. They couldn't even get plays off. Like they couldn't even replace. I was just like,
yeah.
Every time they snapped the ball, there were defensive linemen right in his face. Like every single time, I was like, oh yeah, they're not winning.
Yeah, and the thing was, this wasn't even one of them Pat Mahomes, I played bad, but I was overcoming adversity the whole time performances. Like, nah, man, the adversity's got the better of you. Like, you sucked in this game, Patrick. Like, that was bad.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He was terrible. Like, straight ass in the first quarter, in the first half of this game.
Straight up booty.
Yeah, it smelled.
Worst I've literally ever seen him play.
Let me think.
Except for that Super Bowl against Tampa Bay.
No, he hooped in that game though. He threw a pass on his side in the middle of the air that should have been caught. Like he got failed in that game. This one was like, hey man,
yeah, you can say that. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
In this game, it was like, yeah, they didn't do you no favors, but you threw 2 booty interceptions that didn't help nothing either.
Yeah, dude, they didn't have to blitz him once. Not one time did they.
No, it was disgusting.
Pure domination in the trenches. That's all it was. Rushing for. We ain't gotta blitz nobody. We good.
We got Jalen Carter. Okay.
And to be real with you, he wasn't even the one that was destroying everybody. Like,
no, it was the other guys, right?
It was coming from all angles. Ooh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Bruh. Well, yeah. Is this the end of the Chiefs dynasty?
No.
I do think, though, because the Chiefs got beat this specific way, if I am one of 2 teams, I think you can, if you really wanted to, you can force them into a crazy package for Myles. Because Buffalo will do anything to beat Pat Mahomes. And if you sell them Myles Garrett as a solution, they will give you anything. I don't think they have anything to offer, though. That's the problem, right? Like, they have a bunch of late first-round picks and no young players. But Cole, have you looked at Houston? Now, Houston has some stuff. Okay. And if Houston is like, hey, man, we're 1 player away from beating Pat and getting to the Super Bowl. All right, man, you want to get that defensive line right? You can send us Derek Stingley. Maybe a package of picks. Maybe we'll think about it, you know? But, and like the Texans aren't guaranteed to be good every year.
No, they're not. That offense is really mid, even with CJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. It's really big. Even
doesn't hurt that Tank Dell has had a number of tragic injuries. Nico Collins is locked in for a while at a very high number. And when they brought in Stephon Diggs, didn't do shit. Now they got a new offensive coordinator. And may I add, Laremy Tunsil's not getting younger.
No, he's getting older.
He's getting older.
And he's probably the only good player on that offensive line.
Yes. And some of the bad players aren't young.
Yeah, if there's a team that is 100% taking the offensive lineman in the draft, it is the Houston Texans.
So if you're one of these teams that feel like you can't get past Pat, we know we ain't trading this motherfucker to Baltimore.
Mm-mm.
You know, hey man, Houston could do something where they could turn. Houston's the one team I'm like they could get extra first round picks if they needed it, right? Like they could trade Derek Stingley, get some first round picks for him, turn that into something for Myles, or they could just give us him. What if they were like, hey man, we'll give you Will Anderson for Myles Garrett and then some picks?
I mean, I'd do that immediately.
They might be
What do you
crazy.
think? I wouldn't even think about it. I'd do it right now.
Just to scoot their timeline up because they do have to win now while they have their tackle.
Like, I'd be like, are you serious? Are you sure? Because once this trade goes through, this trade goes through.
No, I would start trying ridiculous shit at that point, to be honest with you. I'd be like, hey, how about you take the Deshaun contract? Yeah, no, keep the third round pick.
Keep the third round pick is crazy.
Yeah, keep third. Keep third, yeah. Yeah. Your first next year, Deshaun. We'll see you, Deshaun. And we send it back a hometown hero. Right? Like, you're going to have the best backup in the NFL. Could you imagine Deshaun Watson having to wear like number 12? Because somebody got poor already.
That should be funny. I'm trying to think about what team would actually make like an insane offer for Myles.
I think it's either Buffalo or it's Houston.
You know who I think would do it? You know who I think would do it? Because he has the job security to get it off and not have to worry about it? Howie Roseman.
Yeah, but they just won.
Exactly. It's a lot.
So I'm like, usually, well, I'm saying like they just won. So what's motivating them to do it?
Just because he fucking can, and he's crazy.
Yeah, he's not insane, right? Like I don't think he does.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I don't think he's insane.
Howie's a sicko. He would absolutely call AB. He's like, what do I have to do to make it work?
He would do that if he felt like he could rob AB. And depending on what their relationship is, he might know AB not about to get this man up for free. Like, to be fair, like I don't think the Eagles and the Browns have traded despite those two having an excellent relationship.
Nah, I don't think
Might be for a reason, right? Like they
because he know he'd be on bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about AB got a bit of a stomach on him when it comes to like waiting out these awkward situations. Because he waited out that Zadarius Smith situation. Like, Amari Cooper, he sat that shit out and then he let it roll into the season. Okay, like, what? David Njoku, he sat on that shit so long, David didn't even want to go by the time it came.
I'm not worried. Like if his stance is officially, I'm not trading him.
Hey,
I'm not worried about him flipping. Like that's the stance.
We're gonna see how much gangster Myles got to be willing to be unliked to make this happen. And I don't know if he is willing to be unliked.
Like you would have to explicitly like start shitting on the team for them to do it.
More than he already has.
Yeah, like you would like it's gonna have to get to a very disrespectful place for him to like push this to where he's trying to get it.
Yeah, someone said Baker was on the roster for like 6 months after he axed out. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't care. Like he does not care about you asking for a trade at all. You don't give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah, don't invite Andrew Berry to the NLRB meetings. He is not for you. Okay.
He does not give a fuck at all.
He is not about the crazy thing with Myles is like, this is the man that is in charge. What makes you think that this is the dude who's going to be like, you know what, Myles, I want to end on good terms with you.
No.
Let me send you to the Buffalo Bills for a quarter of your value. Like, what? This man waited 6 months to get a 5th and a 6th out of Baker Mayfield. to be fair, turn that shit into Jerry Jeudy. Hey, like,
listen, if he decides to trade you, he is sending you to whoever offers the most for you. He does not care.
So Baker Mayfield to fucking Carolina. Remember Baker had that list?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
it's
list.
all coming back. Baker had a list. I forgot about that shit. Like,
fuck your list. I'm not sending you nowhere. I'm not sending you nowhere you want to go.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody's going to be willing to drop that crazy offer because again, there's so much the Browns need to be pushed in that direction. And they have already made the decision that they're not doing this. And look, if the Browns ain't answering the phone, that's because Jimmy's like, yeah, we not answering the phone too. Like, so he's got the backing of ownership to say, nah, we going to thug this shit out. We not trading him. I just want to know what these text message threads look like because they got to be disgusting between the agent and Andrew Berry. It's got to be a bunch of unread text. Like, what do you think Miles's red button is?
I don't think he has. I think Radio Row was the red button.
That was it.
I think so. What else can you do? Okay, you want to leave? Cool. What's next?
Radio Row was his red button. That's not going
to what's next? What you got? Like, what's the next move?
You think that's what Andrew Berry means?
It's probably what he's saying. It's probably what he's saying. Like, what's next? What you gonna do next?
Come on, how long we gonna do this?
you gonna
There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do at this point. Like, he requested a trade. Andrew said, "Cool. What that got to do with me?" He says, "I want to be traded." Like, okay, and it's just a staring contest, a big one.
Underrated part of this whole thing. It comes out that he privately requested a trade. And then remember when we were at the Senior Bowl and we heard Andrew Berry said, well, we're not trading Myles Garrett. Oh, feels like they made up their mind a week before you even said anything publicly that they weren't going to do this.
So what's your next move?
I saw Andrew Berry at the Senior Bowl. That motherfucker was smiling. Like, he didn't look stressed at all.
I'm telling you, bro, he does not give.
He was cheese. I was like, damn.
He don't care at all, bro. He don't give a fuck at all. He does not care. You wasting your time, bro. Like, he wasting his time,
we're willing to sit through this awkwardness with Deshaun.
Like, unless you go, like, what you gonna do? You gonna threaten to sit out? You gonna retire? What's the move? Like, what is the move?
Yeah, and then to Curtis's point, if this is a staring contest, these are the last people I want to play in the staring contest because the Browns are so goddamn good at the staring contest. They let Deshaun Watson play against Cincinnati last year. I mean, that was a horrible idea, and they still no, we're not doing nothing. Okay, like. They had to get their hands forced to do that, dog. If they don't want to do something, they not about to do it. Like, unless God intervenes. Like,
you under contract for 2 more years. They can franchise you up to 3. They can franchise tag you 3 more years after that. But they can definitely do 2. No, they could do it 3. Nobody's ever done it 3 years, but they could definitely do it for 2.
Man, 3 would be petty.
Yeah, 3. Like 3's doing a lot, but they can franchise
3 would be like $95 million a year, some shit like that.
It'd be ridiculous. But they can franchise tag you 2 more years after that. That's 4 years of control, bro. He has no leverage. There's nothing he can do. Like, there's nothing he can do realistically, unless you want to just go out, get in front of every camera, go on the Patrick McAfee show every week, and just start shitting on the Browns. You could do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's gonna help a trade get done.
It won't. It will make things worse. His trade value will go down immensely if he did that.
And listen, your trade value's high, and they're still not trying to trade you. Don't tank it because he's gonna be like, okay, yeah, you definitely play for us now.
Yeah. There's no good play for him. There's no good play.
You just gotta hope a team offers them something crazy because they can't say no to.
Because like in 2026, he could be traded a lot easier, but like 2025, it would literally benefit the Browns to just have him not play, then trade him. Unless they get like the craziest offer you can imagine. Unless they get an offer they don't think they could ever get again. But if all the offers are like, we'll give you 2 first-round picks for Myles, we get 2 first-round picks next year. Like,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so and
outside of a Godfather offer, like I don't really see I don't see how he gets out. Unless the team's just like, you know what? We'll give you everything for Myles because Myles is all we need. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I thought his agent is his agent Rich Paul?
He's represented by Clutch Sports.
He's represented by Clutch. I don't know if that's his agent though.
What's Clutch's reputation in the NFL?
Not what it is in the NBA.
Yeah, and I think they like this feel like some basketball shit. You can do this in basketball.
Well, I said this on Twitter. I was like, this is not the NBA, dog. They do not care.
Hey, look,
they don't care. The NFL owners do not care.
They don't fear agents that way in the NFL.
They don't. They really don't.
They not worried about Rich Paul in the NFL. They're like, yeah. So, I mean, David Njoku seemed like he was hilarious during Radio Row because he's like, "What are we doing, dog? Just come on, like, we not that far. Come on." Because David's like, "Hey, dog, they did it to me. They'll do it to you.
Listen, bro,
you might as well embrace it, big dog." Like,
Andrew Berry is not budging. He's not budging.
Mm-hmm. He gonna send you clips of Kirk Cousins. Get ready, QV1. Which you don't think you could win with this guy?
No, you start sending me clips of Derek Carr. I'm like, nope, double it
down.
Now,
hey, look, if the Browns send me Derek Carr, everything is what everything is, and I'm like, yeah, man, I don't blame for somebody. Denzel Ward was like, get me out of here. Okay.
Oh, I think her name is. I believe her name is Nicole Lynn. Jalen Hurts' agent.
Oh, Jalen Hurts' agent.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
We'll see.
She's a great agent. She's a great agent.
She got Jalen Hurts' bag, and they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. If anybody can make it happen.
I mean, I don't even think anybody can make it happen, but you know, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens, Myles. Also, like, I get that people should be frustrated at the front office for creating the situation, but this is a tough balance for me. Because, like, in people being mad at the front office, are like, hey, they're only in this situation because they've been trying to do what Myles wanted, which is trying to win a championship. Like, straight up. If they weren't trying to win a championship, they would be in a better situation right now, right? Because they traded for Deshaun. Why? Not because they had no quarterback, but because they were like, no, this guy puts us over the top. He brings us to a championship. Everybody at the time was for it. Like, and I'm not speaking about like the fans. Obviously, there were some fans that protested, but Myles was front and center. Yeah, this is what he needed to do.
That's the one thing that people like. That's the one thing we're not talking about in this entire situation, bro. You are the one like, who was one of the driving forces in getting Baker out of here and bringing Deshaun in here.
Yes.
You're like,
and now you got to see the consequences of it, and you want to go. And everybody's acting like it's like, oh yeah, well, you know, Myles is just. I'm like, he's part of why Deshaun's here.
like he signed up. You know what's really funny to me? You know what's really funny to me? People be blaming. I see people on Twitter all the time blame me and Chops for running Baker, quote unquote, running Baker out of Cleveland. Man, Myles was like, get this dude out of here and go get Deshaun. But we get the blame for it.
And then meanwhile, Myles get to play the victim on it. I'm just like, this is crazy.
like he's the best player on the team. He had of all the players in the Browns, he had the most influential voice in that locker room, and he was like, I want Baker gone. Can you go get me Deshaun? Because Deshaun gives us a better chance to win it. Nobody's ever going to talk about it.
Like Deshaun Watson, right? And then he structured his contract around having a window around a dude like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, we're never going to talk about it. Everybody's just going to shit on the Browns. I get it. They made their bed. You got to live in it.
The Browns ultimately made the trade. That lost them any public benefit of the doubt. But, I saw Joe Thomas come on there and be like, well, you know, the Browns made these decisions. I'm like, brother, The fans can't be mad. I'm like, one, hey, look, man, if a player acts out before they contract up, the fans gonna be mad about that. That's just gonna be what it is, right? Like, you cannot ask a fan base to be understanding of Myles Garrett's pursuit of his personal goals at the expense of your personal goals. Like, that's not how any of this shit works. Myles want to do something for him. Fans gonna do what they want to do for them, and what makes them feel better is not like Myles right now. Okay, cool, whatever. That's just where we at. But like, this idea that like Myles is like some innocent bystander and the Browns not like, people try to portray this like, he's tried to portray this as if he were LeBron at the end of that first run in Cleveland, where we just refused to make these big moves around him. I'm like, brother, we made the Amari Stoudemire trade and then some. It's just Amari Stoudemire was not shit once he got traded for here. like,
and again, you signed off on this. So
yeah.
It's not like they traded for Deshaun and you were upset.
But it would make more sense for Joe Bitonio and Wyatt Teller to want out, because like, those are the dudes who didn't want to do it. They still here, like, hey, we gonna rock it out. Jack Conklin, they gonna rock it out, right? Nick Chubb didn't want it, they gonna rock it out. None of those dudes are the ones the main dude on the team that was like, yeah, we need an upgraded quarterback. Now you want out? Because the upgraded quarterback wasn't an upgrade. The same dude who was like, hey, man, we got to be nicer to Deshaun Watson. It ain't never going to be talked about.
It's never going to get framed that way. It's never going to get acknowledged. It's fine. It's cool.
It is what it is, but I ain't forgot that shit. Okay? Like,
it's fine. It's fine. We get it. We moving on. You know what I'm saying? We are moving on.
Myles, you said it signed an extension. I might forget that. absolute craziness, man. Because, like, brother.
Come on, man.
Brother.
Come on.
Brother. They didn't do this and you were furious. Like, I guess that's what he's learning from LeBron James, is how to not take accountability for moves that obviously had him in mind. Like, he's like, LeBron, like, hey, every time the trade come in, say you was at a restaurant. Like,
man, I don't think
trade the Lakers have ever made, LeBron been at a fucking restaurant. Like,
I don't think he knew about no, he has to know about the Luka.
He had to have known, because Rich Paul knew.
Like, you gotta let LeBron James know.
Yeah.
LeBron.
LeBron knew. I bet he's just telling us when he found out, not like when the trade dropped that everybody else found out. He was at a restaurant 3 weeks ago when they told him this might be happening. Like,
there was something that got put out on The Athletic here recently. I'm like, okay, that came from LeBron.
LeBron is the worst sneaky guy ever. like
all
of LeBron's leaks are so obviously LeBron.
Like, he's just like, okay, so you wanted this out. Like, you wanted this out, so clearly, that's why it's coming out now.
And also, a word of advice to Myles Garrett. Hey, man, you should stop bringing up LeBron. Like, if you have any hope of this fan base, like, rocking with you in the same way that they've rocked with you, right? Because bringing up LeBron is an ugly scar. Like, especially bringing up LeBron in the context of the decision.
Like, come on. Even LeBron acknowledges that entire, the way he handled this entire.
He came back because it was that bad.
like he recognizes I should not have done that.
Yeah. He won that 3-1 championship, and then nobody cared after that. And it was cool. Look, like we said with Kyrie, you win that ring, dog. You go
nobody cares.
Whatever the fuck you want after that. Hey, man. Yeah, like, we ain't Boston fans. We not about to hold a grudge against you because you left after we won a championship. That's what they did with Ray Allen, right? Were they still mad at Ray Allen over there?
Yeah, because he joined the Heat and won.
Well, I mean, that is a little bit different, but it's not like he joined the Lakers.
I mean, it's still it's still kind of nasty.
It's nasty. No, it is, right? Like it's gross, right? But it's not like if Kareem was like, yeah, I can't win here in LA no more. Let me go play for the Mean Green. Like
the Mean Green.
The Mean Green.
Oh man.
Which would have been a especially interesting choice for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But yeah, it's been a precarious strategy for Myles. As far as like public support in Cleveland, maybe he's just banking on everybody just fucking hates Cleveland, and he don't give a fuck about how people in Cleveland feel about this, which very well might be the strategy. He is clutch sports.
Listen, it's probably gonna work.
Yeah, nationally they're behind him.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Nationally, they not giving no pushback, and I'm just like, I need somebody to ask. Hey, man, what did you think about the Deshaun trade when it happened? Where were you sitting? Like,
listen, if he's smart, he gonna be like, I understand the thought process, but
Baker was my guy.
Yep, I was gonna say you gotta just say, Baker's my guy.
So you lying because
Baker was my guy. I wish we would have if we just had to give him a little bit more time, we would have been fine. I'm like, okay.
So why did when you sacked him his first game against Cleveland, did you dance over his fucking body? Why did it feel like the defense had a vengeance against him?
Life of a Cleveland Browns fan.
Incredible, dog. Because I get everybody else blaming the Deshaun trade for this, but you specifically, Myles, no, I can't take that from you. No, absolutely not. Because you part of the reason this motherfucker's here. Okay, you wanted him more than I wanted him, for sure. I was quite content with other options. Hilarious, man. We'll see what happens. This gonna be one hell of a stare match. Because Andrew Berry gonna get up in that press conference talking about how he's pairing up Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett, and they're gonna be like, "Well, what about Myles' future?" He's like, "Yeah, he's staying here." Do you have anything in works? No, he got a contract. We gonna see. We
are going to see.
Mm-hmm. How ugly do you think this gets?
As ugly as Myles wants it to get. Because Andrew Berry's not gonna say anything. Well, he's not gonna say anything. He's not gonna do anything. He's like, we're not trading him. And that's gonna be the end of it. So Myles is gonna have to constantly escalate this thing to get Andrew Berry to a point where he has to trade him.
But what do you think? Even if it gets ugly, like, how ugly are we talking? Like we talking Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat ugly? I don't think he got that in him.
I don't think his personality will let him do that either.
No, because Jimmy Butler's crazy.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler has no rear view mirrors in his cars because he doesn't believe in looking back. That's a real thing that he said. Like, there's like 3 people on earth built like Jimmy Butler, dog. Like,
I don't know, but like, I don't know what more. Like I said, I don't know what more you can do. You just go keep saying you want to leave over and over and over again. Be like, okay, I know, I'm not trading you. You gonna threaten to sit out? Okay. Like what are you gonna do?
I think, I don't really know what he could do because, like, even sitting out, like, the Browns would be like, okay, can't win the Super Bowl if you sit out.
Yeah, like, you gonna retire? You gonna threaten to retire? Okay,
can't win the Super Bowl if you retired.
You and your agent can try to make something happen with another team, but if the offer's not good enough, we're just gonna say no.
And you know how insane? Like, I don't think they've grasped how good that offer has to be. Because I think they're like, oh, the Browns will let me go for a couple first.
No.
And I don't think they realize how hilarious Andrew Berry thinks that is. Like,
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're like a generational talent,
yeah, man.
they not let you go for peanuts or pennies.
Unless you in Dallas.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, we'll keep you here until we find a deal that works.
I want to know what Andrew Berry's reaction was when he saw that Luka trade. Like, was he like a could never be me?
Probably.
Like, oh,
Probably.
could never be me. What? Did he cuss somebody out? How bad was it? Like,
oh man. Can't wait for the draft to get here, man.
I can't wait for the combine, brother. Because, like, the one thing with the combine, I'm like, I need to see. This is how I know I'm deep into it. I am genuinely excited to find out what Shedeur Sanders' shuttle time and 3-cone drill are.
You are locked in. you are locked in.
Like, I need to see that Will Howard hand size, and I need to see that Will Howard ball speed velocity. Like,
you gonna be there. You gonna be there with the gun. You just.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them. I was like, I'm in the weeds this year because when them Senior Bowl lists came out with all the true height and weights, I was like, yeah, scrolling through them.
RPMs just ding.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, shout out to Alex Casson. I'm subscribed to the Patreon. I'm finding out all the measurements for the pro days. I'm locked in. Jordan James gonna need a height and weight.
That is your fucking guy, right?
Kyle Manungai. Oh yeah, I would need to see those numbers for you, Mr. Manungai. Oh yeah, Josh Connerly need that 3-cone. Okay, need that 3-cone.
Bro's in the fucking weeds.
Yes.
Bro, talking about I need the fucking
At the very least,
time.
I want to be able to say, I ain't think they should have did that if they fuck up. Right? Like, that is my I can't control who they pick. I can only throw suggestions out there into the larger conversation and hope there's something that shakes an idea of Maria that makes them go, oh man, let's do that. Right.
Hey, when I see you tweeting out spreadsheets and shit, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm like, all right, okay.
Brother, I got like a 200 megabyte is all text spreadsheet of all of Andrew Berry's free agent activity since 2020 working on right now. Like, yes.
Oh man.
Look, when the Browns suck, I gotta get in the fucking lab, Cole. Like, people don't watch this shit and they don't think a brighter future is possible. I gotta prove that there's something worth hanging on to.
You know what you should be doing? You know what you should be doing? Talking about the goddamn Cleveland Cavaliers. That's what you should be doing.
I'm doing that too. I got 2 jobs right now. I'm posting on the CAVS channel regularly. Yeah, we doing that. Just talked about DeAndre Hunter's debut. Yes, video drop right after the game. Okay. Like, doing it all. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we here. Okay. Are you
playing? He ain't playing.
Yeah. Yeah, we gonna figure this out. You know, somebody gonna figure it out. Like,
oh man.
Hey, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how people do this job 365 days a year and don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because honestly, like, I'm not even trying to like insult people, but like people
Insults
do
coming.
this job, huh?
I said insults coming.
Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. No names, but like there's people who do this job and like for different teams, not specifically talking about anybody in the Browns atmosphere, who don't even like this shit. And I'm like, how do you do this? Because like that's the only reason I could find shit to talk about every day is because I'm like, nah, I'm legitimately excited about watching DJ Giddens film. like Kyle Manungai film. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to watch Rutgers. Like, He's like,
all these obscure ass running back prospects that I'm sure we're going to rank on here at some point.
oh, Damian Martinez, yes.
Oh, from Miami?
Yeah,
From Miami?
yeah,
Big body.
big body, strong, right? That's why I'm kind of low on Cam Ward. I'm like, his supporting cast better than people thought. Restrepo.
Hey, no, they said Martinez actually cut a little bit of weight.
Yeah, he cut a little bit of weight.
They
Tight
say
end
he's
Arroyo looked really good in Mobile. People talk about him being a first round pick, and I'm like, damn, it looked like Cam Ward had a lot of help. Now, part of why I'm higher on Shador, I saw what the receivers look like. Nah, he was doing a lot. Okay, like he was doing a lot to make that happen. Still has his own issues, but yeah, man. I've looked into the Lejate Websters. Okay, like let me see who else I got on my list right now. Obviously Cam Scatterboo. That's gonna be fun, right? Let's see. Oh, Mike Green, can't wait for that. That's not even a deep cut there. Oh, Connor Kobe.
I gotta be Connor Kobe. I gotta be there for the Scatterboo. I gotta be there for the Scatterboo one.
Oh yeah,
that might be our Cooper DeJean one for this year.
That's what I knew Coop was a problem. When I saw that dunk, I was like,
yeah. We was like,
that man, an outside
shit.
corner.
Okay. I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, okay.
I'm a little personal, not gonna lie to you. Well, he from South Dakota, ain't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, man. The one brother. Okay. He said, you. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to watch that Devin Neal. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun.
I got Colorado and Kansas State lined up for that one.
Hey, no, Devin Neal, that's my dude.
He's good.
Later on in the draft, yeah.
He's good. Zone read guy. I mean, not zone read guy. Wide zone guy, too. Wide zone guy. Yeah.
Oh, don't let Kevin hear that.
Hey, let him hear that shit. Michigan got so many guys who might go into like the top 2 rounds for a team that was ass.
I mean, that defense wasn't ass.
I mean, like they even got 2 offensive players.
I mean, Loveland and who?
Mullings, the running back.
Oh, yeah, Mullings did a good job too.
Dog, this running back class is so good. I forgot about Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton. Like, forgot about him. Ollie Gordon, like, yo, he's gonna be good.
I'm telling you, the Browns need to draft 2 running backs. Like,
I'm down with it. I've been drafting 2 running backs in my mocks since the season.
This is the year you draft 2 running backs. Low key might be the year you draft 2 tight ends too.
Yeah. Oh, Holland Pierce. I was watching some Raheem Sanders, but I ended up watching Lenore Settlers.
You was like, yeah, that's the guy.
I was like, oh. I could not. I think I put on the Clemson game for Raheem Sanders, and I did not focus on him at all. Okay.
It's like, who is this quarterback?
I was like, now this is the Jalen Hurts comp. Okay. Like, holy shit. Like,
every time I tell people, I was like, I know deep in his heart, Andrew Berry is just like, I gotta wait one more season.
No, man, like everything about Lenore Sellers screams, that's Andrew Berry's guy. Like, I don't know how he gonna convince Jimmy to not take Arch if it comes down to it, right? I think he's hoping that it don't come down to it. But everything about Andrew Berry, I'm like, because last year's draft, we thought that his pick would have been Jaden, right?
Or Drake, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would have been Drake.
No, his pick would have been Jaden. I think Kevin's pick
would have been Drake.
Yeah.
But I think he would have went Jaden. Let's see. The year before, Anthony Richardson is 100% who he was selecting.
And Kevin absolutely would have took CJ.
Kevin would have wanted CJ. I don't know. Something tells me Kevin would have wanted like the security of somebody like Bryce too, because like a lot of coaches who coach his style prefer that. We forget Bryce was like people was really hyping up Bryce at the time too. But yeah, it's a tough one. 2022. Hey man, they had no interest in that class. Like no interest in that class. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Browns like actually want to do at quarterback because I have no clue. Jaden Blue's in this draft class at running back too. Don't know what to do with him. Absolutely have no idea what to do with him. He's going to go somewhere. By Shul Tootin.
Listen, Caleb Johnson. All I need.
Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson. All I need.
Hey man, if you can't get Caleb Johnson, I can easily sell you on Devin Neal. Okay.
Listen, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
How about Devin Neal and RJ Harvey? Would that suffice?
That would suffice. How about Caleb Johnson and Devin Neal? Fuck it. Go get them both.
I've done it in mock.
Well, fuck it, man. Just get both of them. Who cares?
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, look, that's what gets me through it. I don't know what gets everybody else through it because, like, if I wasn't interested in this and did not love this, getting through these last months would have been hell. Okay, like,
oh man,
that's how I legitimately don't understand how people do this shit and don't like it. Like,
could you imagine if the Browns draft Scatterboo?
City would be in love.
Yeah, immediately.
Someone said RJ Harvey and Cam Scatterboo. RJ Harvey, brother, if you get drafted here, I just feel so bad because you're gonna run so many goddamn end rounds. Like,
I want to know what Dylan said.
Travion Henderson's the one where I'm like, oh, brother, they're gonna have you run so many end rounds.
It's so many end rounds. So many end rounds. Dylan Sampson is the one that's like, I wonder what that's about.
I'm not high on him.
To be honest with you, if they can't get Caleb, they need to get Travion.
I think Quishon would make more sense for the Browns. I'm in an outlier on that.
I'm about to say you're not the only person I've heard say that, but most people are like, no, you get Travion and you just call it a day.
Because Travion is more talented. The issue with Trey is that he doesn't see as well as like Quid does, or like cut in space. So with Trey, it's like you got to get him pointed in the right direction and shoot him through a hole.
Yeah,
he's
gone.
With Quid, it's like Quid can make more happen if nothing's there. And I think that's more useful for what the Browns do because, like, you got to be a little bit creative to see in the wide zone because you have to see the creases and know how the creases are going to play the angles for the offensive line so you can use that to get upfield. And Quid does a better job of that. With Trey, I worry that he's going to have a lot of Jerome Ford moments where it's like, it's a lot of big plays. And it's going to be Jerome Ford, but better, right? But there's a lot of big plays. But it's also some plays where you're like, what the fuck is Travion doing?
The reason I would take Trey is because, like, one of my homies, Daniel, actually did. He was like, Trey kind of reminds me a lot of Jerome Ford, but he's Jerome Ford, but like a lot better.
Yeah, no, they're similar.
But he wouldn't fit. Like, they drafted, like, if you took Travion, that means that makes me feel like Jerome Ford is going somewhere. Because it's like they're very similar players. Travion is just much better.
Travion's a way better pass protector.
Way better pass. I draft Travion just strictly off the fact that he's a home run hitter and he can pass. He can pass.
If you get Caleb Johnson, your second running back should be Travion.
Yes.
And then you just you leave very happy with that, right? If you can't get Caleb Johnson, and maybe you miss out on Devin Neal, Quid makes sense right there. Either way, they're gonna be good. Like, you go Quid and RJ Harvey.
Like, you could. There's so many fucking running backs, dude.
Yeah, there's gonna be some dude we not even talking about, right? Like, I think Cobb is somebody who's gonna be probably pretty good in like the 6th, 7th round, right? Jordan James looks like he's gonna slip into the 6th, 7th round.
Yeah, I think he would be pretty good too.
Yeah, like it's a lot of those. DJ Giddens probably gonna have a hot couple years. Like,
but yeah, you get Caleb and Travion. To me, that's like home run in the running back room.
Oh yeah, you get Caleb and Travion. People like I did a mock where I made the Browns draft 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. We didn't take no receivers. People like, how we gonna score points? I'm like, you can score points running the ball. Like, what you mean? We got Nick Chubb, Caleb Johnson, and Travion. We score points. We just playing defense too.
The way God intended the game of football to be played. Run the ball, play defense.
I know Kirk Cousins can do beautifully. Right there. Put that shit in your chest. Look, Deshaun made somebody fumble with the fucking handoff this year when he didn't put it in the right spot. I'm like, nah. Kirk will get it right there.
He said,
and if Kirk get hurt, it don't matter. We got the second best ball handoffer in the league, Jacoby Brissett. Right there. Jacoby be doing, I was about to say Jacoby be doing tricks with
wow.
Jacoby be out here doing like, oh yeah, wow. Behind the back. Yes. Oh yeah, the SMU running back. I gotta add him to the list. Fuck. He's good.
We see you, Domo. We appreciate that.
Yeah. That was a good one. He's good. He was smooth. I think we talked about this last time. Just run the fucking route. Okay. At the Senior Bowl, we didn't have to just run the fucking route rule. Okay.
Just run the route. You know what I'm saying? Just run the route.
Bullshit, man. Like they just run the route. Like, what is this release?
Lamar Jackson's still the funniest dude ever. He was like, if I see you do this, I was like, I ain't gonna lie. If any quarterback see y'all do this in the league, they are scrambling.
I know he told Odell that more than on one occasion.
He's like, nah, man, you better go ahead and get that 5 yards. get down.
Look, you ever wonder why Baker and Odell didn't get along? Odell was doing all that shit. He's like, nah, man, I'm not about to wait. Like, this is crazy. Mike Evans get there. Mike Evans don't do none of that bullshit. Mike,
run the route. Run the route. Get open.
There it is. Right. Odell Odell had that dramatic ass flair where he would do like a little outcut. He would be like, and then cut over there. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He got away with it though because it was Odell.
Yeah.
But once he stopped being Odell. Like Jada Higgins, my man was dancing. Okay. Had some good plays, was fucking dancing. Kyle Williams, egregious. Probably could ball, right? Egregious though.
Hurts to hear that about Jada Higgins because that's my dog. That's my guy.
Jada Higgins hit a TikTok dance in one of his rounds. Like, he was good though. It was just like there was one route. I think that's the one that somebody highlighted where like Azare Thomas was just looking at it like, all right, bro, run the route. Like
run the route, dog. Like, what is you doing?
There was one where Ollie Gordon tried it on one rep on linebackers versus running backs. And Ollie Gordon tried all that shit, and it fit so badly for Ollie. I was like, see, Ollie, you big, dog. Just run the fucking route. What are you trying to shake somebody for? Like, you too goddamn big for that shit. Like, RJ Harvey was the most egregious guy. Doesn't run like that in the games, but yeah, he was trying to put motherfuckers on highlight reels during that. But homeboy from SMU, smooth routes, getting open every time. Like,
what's his name? I can't remember his name.
I want to say it's Bernard Smith.
Because they were saying that he was getting like he was like easily the best receiving running back.
No, it was him and Trevor Etienne.
They were saying,
fuck, man, Trevor Etienne in this class.
And they were like, he was getting open he was open all the fucking time.
Him and Trevor Etienne weren't fucking around and were running good routes. And just cleaning up on everybody. Smooth. I would say Brashad Smith was the smoothest. Etienne had some of the nastiest moments. like yeah, there might be a James Cook situation there with Trevor. right? Where the younger brother might be a little smaller but hooping. Like,
Damn.
yeah. I am surprised that Trevor has not gotten more push in this class because I'm like, he is clearly good. Like, clearly good. And I think he played last year injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's part of why he wasn't as effective. Maybe he got character concerns. I think that's the case. Because I've learned my lesson with Perrion. Whenever somebody's like obviously good and nobody's hyping him, I'm like, all right, man, there's got to be some character concern. Like,
you say he did something.
that motherfucker did something. Because he
I
got
don't know what it
right?
is. I don't know what it is, but he did something.
Well, he got suspended during the year, didn't he?
I don't know. I had to ask Curtis.
Yeah, I think he got suspended during the year. Speaking of Curtis, can you put the super chats on screen so we can head up out of here?
Sure can. You asked if Perrion got suspended. If y'all want to know,
not Perrion. Trevor Etienne.
Trevor Etienne.
He
got suspended for a half, right?
Oh, yeah, Trevor Etienne. Yeah, I'll look that up real quick. Etienne, because he was at Florida originally, then he transferred to Georgia, but he been in quite a bit of trouble, I think. He got arrested for a DUI. I think that's one time, and I think he had to sit out a half, I believe. Let me see.
I know Georgia had that problem with all these players racing.
Yeah, they were trying to. Yeah, I remember that.
He was DUI, reckless driving. He got suspended the first game for racing.
But he had, I think, he had other off-field issues as well. So
that explains it.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Andrew Berry will be drafting him in the 5th round. Do with that information as you please. You get one every year. Okay.
You gotta at least get one. You know,
gotta get one character concern every year. You know, you ain't drafted right if you ain't taking no risk, right, Curtis? Wait, has he gotten one every year? Wait, let's really count it. 2020, I don't think there was one in 2020, right?
I don't think. Let me check.
Well, Jan, if you count Jan, but Jan ain't law.
Jan ain't break the law. He just had what?
Jan just break the laws of football. He just be out there loafing. Okay. 2021.
Let's see. All the players from the 2020 draft. Jed Wills, Grant Delpit, Jordan Elliott, Jacob Phillips, Harrison Bryant, Nick Harris, DPJ. None of them had any off the field concerns.
No character concerns there.
All right, 2021. Let's look and see there. Greg Newsome, JOK, Anthony Schwartz, James Hudson, Tommy Togiai, Tony Fields, Richard LeCount, and Demetric Felton.
I think Richard LeCount got in trouble.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Richard LeCount's probably the one.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I'll look it up. Go to the next draft.
All right, 2022. Let's see. All right.
I mean, we don't even got to read that one. That was Perrion Winfrey, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Martin Emerson, Alex Wright, David Bell, Perrion Winfrey, Cade York, Jerome Ford, Michael Woods, Isaiah Thomas, and Dawson Deaton. The only one that got in trouble was Perrion, who's currently in the USFL, which is coming.
Hey, Birmingham Stallion. Greedy Williams out there playing for one of them teams too. For the Birmingham, not for the Birmingham, for the San Antonio Brahmas. Greedy Williams out there.
I think. Let me check. Let me see if he is. Yeah, he's playing for the Brahmas.
Yeah, so. Greedy out there. Oh, I wasn't saying to get it checked. I knew the Greedy. I've already looked at the spring rosters.
You ain't the only one.
I already miss football.
All right, the next draft class, 2023. All right.
I think that one should be safe.
Yeah, Cedric Tillman, Siaki Ika, DeJuan Jones, Isaiah McGuire, DTR, Cam Mitchell, and Luke Whippler. So
DeJuan did have an off the field when they drafted him. That was why he fell.
Yeah.
What off the field issue he had?
They just didn't like that motherfucker.
I mean, all I knew about him when he was at the Senior Bowl was that I think he left early. That's all I remember.
He left, didn't tell nobody, and appeared disinterested in every meeting that he was in. Caused him to fall all the way to the fourth.
And then we go to this year's draft. Michael Hall Jr., Zach Zinter, Jamari Thrash, Nate Watson, Miles Harden, and Juwan Briggs. Michael Hall was probably the only one.
Yeah, so Michael Hall.
So really, Andrew Berry only does this when he drafts D linemen. Should we be worried about Abdul? Like, should we go Mason Graham for the brand?
Hey, no, did you see Abdul taking pictures with Jalen Carter?
You know he's a diehard Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
No, like I saw somebody post, he was in the comment section talking cash money shit about somebody. It was another Eagles fan that just didn't believe in Jalen Hurts like he did. I was like, oh, he a fan. Like he crashing out like motherfuckers crash out in my comment section about players.
Like he cared about the Eagles. He
was like, hey man, Jalen Hurts is a winner. I was like, oh shit. Like,
no, I was like, that's exactly what we need, the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, that's a soldier. That's the soldier.
That's a soldier.
That is somebody who, once he's down, he's down. Okay.
Hey, if Abdul was here when Baker was here, Baker would still be the quarterback.
Hey, look. That's my guy. Okay.
Like, what you mean we get rid of Baker? We ain't getting rid of Baker.
He would have been in that car. All I know is that y'all was sorry before he got here.
Hey, he would have had everybody on the fan base on the side.
Well, I saw Abdul Carter acting like that for the Eagles, and I'm like, oh, that's a soldier. Okay.
That's a real one. That's a real one.
Yeah. Right there. Oh yeah. Get him in brown and orange, you know. Like see if them colors can hit for him. Like,
hey, you draft Abdul and Myles still asking for a trade, you know he gonna say something crazy.
Like, honestly, you know, we good. Like, well, what was it? The Ricky Davis? Hey man, look, he could jump on what we got going. Like,
oh man.
I don't even see why they so upset. Y'all got me. Yeah. I like that cemented Abdul number 2 for me. Okay.
I was like, y'all looking at the people like, man, he Eagles fan. We don't. I was like, no, see, y'all looking at it the wrong way.
Looking at this the wrong way. That man loyal. Yeah. Okay.
That's real loyalty right there.
Yeah. Look. Everybody else making business decisions. Myles Garrett trying to make a business decision on this. That man crashed out for Jalen Hurts when he got no shot of being drafted to the Eagles. He don't give a fuck about no business decision. That is a man. That man played with a hurt shoulder when he knew he was the number 2 overall pick in a game he absolutely did not have to play it. Why? Soldier. Okay.
Yo, like, I'm trying to figure out why people do not want this dude on the Browns. This is exactly what the Cleveland Browns need.
Because they can't see it. Because they ain't real like that. You know, like everybody can't see it. Everybody can't see it. Because they ain't familiar with that, you know. For Abdul, I'm like, yeah, I know what that is.
That's 10 sacks every year.
Uh-huh. That's a man that call you an effeminate object if you talk about leaving. Okay. Like,
oh shit. Okay.
Shit, leave there. You fill in the blanks. Okay. Yeah, draft that Abdul Carter number 2 for the coach.
Just do it. Just do it.
We need more Abduls. Okay. Could you imagine Baker Mayfield if he was still the quarterback and Myles was requesting a trade? Because, like, very realistic possibility. This is the other thing I don't think people are understanding. Hey, man, I feel like Myles will be requesting a trade if you never made the Deshaun Watson trade. Like,
yeah.
If you spent the last 4 years getting eliminated in the divisional round because Baker Mayfield was your quarterback, you think Myles would be like, yeah, sign me up for 4 more years of this? Nah, man. And could you imagine an emboldened Baker Mayfield who's been to 2 Pro Bowls at this point, feeling like he got the nerve to be like, you know what? I don't get what's up with that Myles guy. He never really liked me.
It'd be a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a disaster.
But that's the thing. So much has been talked about this Myles trade thing. I'm like, I don't think we have entertained that scenario would be possible, which is you could have not traded for Watson. He could have wanted out 2 years ago.
Oh man.
Like real talk.
He could have. He could have.
You know what I mean? Like it could have been real possible. And then you trade him right before he wins Defensive Player of the Year. Everybody assumes you don't make the Watson trade, shit gets better. But I'm like, hey man, it wasn't like shit was great when we made the trade. Like, wasn't like we was coming off 12-3 or something like that. The way people make it seem like everything was just greasy. He was coming off a under 500 season. But yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, do we got the super chats?
Yeah, we do. All right, this was from Darrell Odom. He's talking about the Kendrick halftime show. From a hip hop POV, effed up. He exposed himself with weak catalog. Drake, lawsuit or not, can end Kendrick. Miss me with that bullshit. No, he cannot.
A weak catalog.
A weak catalog. He said, fucked up. He exposed himself with weak catalog. Drake, lawsuit or not, can end Kendrick.
Nah, bro, he lost. It's over.
That was a thorough ass whooping. We saw
over.
2 ass whoopings on Sunday. The Chiefs getting that ass whooped and Kendrick continuing the ass whooping of Drake. Like, it's over with. I hate when people bring it up like, oh no, Drake won the war, but he didn't win the battle. I'm like, he lost.
He lost.
He lost both.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the fashion.
I'm waiting for the Drake and Party Next Door album that's coming out on Friday, so we can move on. He got his ass whooped. Let's get back to the music now. let's get back to the
concert.
like let's get back to the music. I want to see what this album sounds like now.
Hope it ain't trash, because if it is, ooh.
I mean, if it's trash, could it do any worse damage to him than what has already happened?
I don't know, man. When you have a bunch of people screaming A minor at the Grammys and at the Super Bowl,
it's already as bad as it can get. What is dropping a piece of trash album gonna do to make it worse?
Yeah, like it can't make it any worse at this point. People are probably waiting for it.
Unless he says something crazy in the album, which it is an album with Party Next Door, so it's definitely possible.
He's not gonna say nothing crazy now.
He released The Heart Part 6. I do not trust that man to not say anything crazy.
He's not gonna say nothing. He might have like some subliminal shots or whatever, but he's not gonna say that crazy.
He gonna do something. That's my prediction. He gonna do something that makes people go, "Oh, that was fucking weird." Because he's always done that. It's just people didn't care as much because people didn't really associate Drake with that.
We go fine.
This is why we're thinking about all of these things in context. Like, oh, Teenage Fever was weird. Sierra County parking lot looking like a stripper lot. Yeah, it was weird. Like, especially for somebody who don't have kids that go to Sierra Canyon. Damn. We'll see, man. We'll see. I am not betting on that motherfucker not being weird. What's the next one?
All right, the next one is from Small Useless Bread. Q people aren't reasonable about round 3. Remember the Schwartz situation.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
Yeah.
And also, y'all were ridiculous about Anthony Schwartz. See, this is what y'all do, man. And I'm saying y'all because it be y'all, okay, that be doing. Not Cole, not Curtis, y'all, okay? It be y'all that be doing this. And here's what I mean. Y'all get all excited because Anthony Schwartz runs super fast and then tell me that he's going to be Tyreek Hill. And then when I'm like, hey, that's kind of ridiculous. He wasn't very productive in college. Y'all get mad at me. And then once you sold him so high and he underwhelms those expectations, you come down on that motherfucker with all the fury you could do it with. Y'all did this. Y'all did this to Cade York. Okay. Y'all did this to DTR. Y'all be doing this, dog. Y'all be hyping up some mid and then getting mad that the mid is mid and then take all your anger out on that mid. It's y'all. Okay. I bet if we go 3 years back, we might see you be like, yeah, man, Anthony Schwartz has potential. You are hating on him. Okay. I remember dealing with you motherfuckers about Siaki Ika. Appreciate our listeners, though.
All right, the next one is from Food Love Sue. Hope y'all having a great week.
I just appreciate that you checked in. Hope you having a great week, too.
Hope everybody's having a great week.
You know, my
Stay off the internet.
I'm not having a great week, but you know, it is what it is. We move.
All right, the next one is from Domo. Send 33 to Tennessee for Jeff Simmons and draft Carter.
Bro, we're not getting Jeffrey Simmons. They're not getting Jeffrey Simmons, bro. They're not getting Jeffrey Simmons. It's not going to happen.
We going to trade for Jeffrey Simmons?
They're not sending a second round pick in a deep defensive tackle class to pay an expensive Jeffrey Simmons. You might as well just draft a defensive tackle if that's what you're trying to do. They could draft a defensive tackle at 33. It'd probably be pretty good.
Man, it is that kind of class. I mean,
it's a really good defensive tackle class. To be completely honest, it's really good.
Alexander, Darius Phillips, yeah.
Derek Harmon fall out the first round.
I gotta watch more of him because I'm not sold. But
Tyleik Williams fall out the first round. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
I like, yes.
Yeah, like Tyleik fall out the first round. Who else is there? The other defensive tackle for Michigan.
Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth Grant.
He might go earlier than expected.
First round. He's gonna go to the Chargers. Okay.
He's first round. Like, yeah, Jim.
Yeah. And they need a D tackle, specifically a run stopper.
Who else is in this?
This is a really good class to build your run game and to build your run defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the defensive tackles you could take. You said Darius Alexander from Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Darius Phillips from Maryland had a good East-West Shrine week.
Jordan Phillips,
my bad. Who else was there? Was it? I think somebody from Florida State was pretty good. Number 5 during Senior Bowl practice. I mean, Zeke Biggers, he's gonna be a late round guy.
Deion Walker from Kentucky, he's huge.
This tackle from Virginia Tech, Peebles, I think. Peebles.
Some BMFs in this class.
Yeah, it's definitely some BMFs in this class. It's like there's way too many defensive tackles in this draft.
Yeah.
There's way too many defensive tackles in this draft class to be trying to trade for. What's the last super chat?
last super chat is from Iceman the Boss. Why is Nathan Zagura glazing Shedeur?
I think just genuinely like Shedeur Sanders. It's not crazy.
Glazing. I don't think it's glazing. I think he wants the Browns. The Browns need a quarterback. He's advocating for them to draft a quarterback. I don't think.
He's just like the rest of us, dog. He wants this shit to be solved too. Some of us has gone the route of falling in love with somebody in this class because, goddamn it, we got to pick somebody because we ain't trying to wait till next year. And some of us have said, you know what, the grass is greener on the 2026 side of things, right? Like, that man a lifelong Browns fan. He probably trying to find a solution like everybody else trying to find a solution. I understand that Nathan Zagura is connected within the building, but he not about to give out the plans if he knew them. It would be also a terrible strategy for him to be like, yeah, man, the Browns are going to take Shedeur. Let me talk about him on the radio so somebody could catch wind and be like, okay, well, we can hold the Browns hostage to make him trade up to 2-1.
Also, it would be a terrible strategy for him to just be shitting on Shedeur. Dude, like that would also be a terrible strategy for him to like shit on Shedeur.
Nah, like you need to buff up that stock, right? But I don't think he's acting with malintent, right? Like I think he might just legitimate. I mean, there's a lot of people who like Shedeur as a prospect. Like there's a lot to like there. He's not a bad prospect. He's not what I would want to take it to, but you know, if
I
you
think
want
he's
a quarterback bad enough, you could talk yourself into it.
I think he's the best QB prospect in the draft. You know,
yeah, I agree.
That's worth.
I agree.
So,
yeah, it is definitely number one to me. You know, just not a class where I think number one's that appealing. Like,
I
if
definitely
the Browns drafted
draft
Shador, I
Shador.
know people like have this image in their head that I'll be furious if the Browns took a quarterback.
Same.
But
I'm not
gonna
gonna
be
mad.
furious. But I'll be like, okay, well, yeah, at least you took the guy that I think could be good. Like, I think I said it here earlier. I'm like, Shador's gonna probably be a starter. I just don't know if he's a good enough starter that you could get through the AFC with.
Yeah, I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I think he'll end up being good. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be a good quarterback. Now,
if you try to get back into the Baker tier, Shador can do that.
Yeah, I think Shador can do that for sure. I think you do that. Yeah, just don't draft Cam Ward.
I think the thing if you draft Shador Sanders, you're going to be saying a lot though is he's got to play within himself because
can't do too much.
Huh? Yeah,
can't do too much.
He does too much sometimes.
Yeah. Just run the plays. Run the plays, buddy.
Yeah, just hey man, there's no need for that second cut around, right?
Just get the ball out.
You throw across your body. That didn't make any sense. So
get the ball out.
Some of that.
Get the ball out, son. That's all you got to
get Jameis Winston the fuck up out of there before you, if you're thinking about bringing in.
Yeah, you got to bring in Kirk, and you got to bring in Kirk.
You got to bring in some people be like, hey man, we need to slow this down, okay?
Oh man,
Shador gonna take some shots.
Yeah,
that aren't gonna end up well for him in his first year, but maybe he takes coaching super well. He fights those instincts for a year or two. He plays well. I don't think he's a terrible prospect. It's just if the Browns draft the quarterback in the top 3, I would want that prospect to be somebody who could take you to that Jaden Daniels level, that CJ Stroud level. And I just don't see that. And I think next year will be a better year. And I also think that there's a good chance that wherever you are in the first round, you can possibly land on somebody who gives you a similar chance of being a starter that the guys in this first round offer you.
Yeah.
So I think there's good security here. Like, do I think that Cade Klubnik could be a starter with the Browns if he has another good year at college? Probably. It's likely. Especially in Kevin's system. Similarly as likely as like Shador is to me. As of right now, Cade could go back to college and suck. Right? Which is part of that projection, right? Lenore Sellers could drop ass next year. This is terrible. Anything could happen, but Lenore Sellers could win the Heisman next year. And he's the number 1 overall pick. So we'll see what happens. Anything else we got to say before we head out, man? You talk about Luka. Any thoughts about this halftime?
Domo says, "Give me TJ Sanders."
TJ Sanders, another one that's good.
Is that running back?
I think so.
I gotta look him up. I got like 20 running backs. There's too many goddamn. Somebody go get an undrafted running back. Who do you think is like the best case? Who do you think is the best running back who has the chance to go undrafted? I think Jordan James and Kyle Manunga are going to be.
I was about to say Jordan James, probably.
Jordan James, Kyle Manunga. Kyle Manunga goes undrafted. Sign him immediately. I like him.
I don't think any of the running backs are going to go undrafted. I think by 7th round,
somebody got to, because there's only so many spots, right? Like, it's only so many spots, so somebody.
Yeah, but TJ Sanders is a defensive tackle, though.
Yeah. See, it's gonna be some. This is a surprisingly, like, the more I look into it, the better the class looks. Like, I remember
it's not a bad class.
This class is shit. And they were like, oh no, it's actually good. Like, it's a good year to have 12 selections.
Yeah. It's a good draft class.
Hey, look, all I need AB to do is kiss them guardrails goodbye.
Yeah, it's a good draft class for the quote unquote non-premium positions.
Hey,
tight end, running back, interior offensive lineman, interior defensive lineman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need some of the linebacker.
All I know is the best player on the Eagles.
Safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's where all the Eagles were good at. All those positions that are non-premium, that's where the Eagles were really good at.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback who can run.
Whooping ass.
Hey.
Whooping ass.
Hey, look, nothing more premium than a good football player.
I tell people that all the time.
Huh?
Tell people that all the time. No such thing as positional value. Just take the good players.
Man, you know what I mean? What's more premium, a random corner or George Kittle in his prime?
Just take the good players, man. Just take the good players. Who cares?
Who cares
if he's a fucking middle linebacker? Is he good? It's like,
good at football, son.
It's good. If he's good, you should draft him.
No, this reminds me of my dad's philosophy about like college football. He was like, son, here's what college football is about. We're Ohio State. We're going to put my NFL guy against your NFL guy and see if you got enough NFL guys to keep up with us, because I bet you can't. And that's how we're going to win these fucking games. I'm like, that's a solid – look, that's Urban Meyer's whole philosophy.
And listen, man.
Hey, Ryan Day just did that shit to a national championship.
George has been doing it forever.
Hey, look, man. Nick Sirianni, Ryan Day,
Alabama
championship coaches.
Alabama's been doing it. Alabama's been doing it forever.
Yep. It's like, hey, man, we going to put our guys against your guys and see what. Look, Notre Dame had the good team, right? They had the continuity and all that bullshit that people talk about, more important than having talent. And guess what? Ryan Day ran through these motherfuckers with a bunch that was so sorry a month ago they could have beat Michigan. They beat the fuck out of Notre Dame. They won the national championship. Had something to do with just, hey, dog, you can't stop these dudes. What you going to do about Jeremiah Smith? Not a goddamn thing. Okay. Who you going to throw on him to stop him? Nobody. Hey,
draft the good players.
Mahomes is cold. Couldn't do shit. Can't throw the ball. Like,
draft the good players. Y'all seen that defensive line though, didn't you? You seen that defensive line in the Super Bowl, didn't you?
And if you already got a good player, were you about to draft a good player? Okay, cool. Now you got two good players. Like, not a problem. Most of these positions you can play two at a time.
People who are like, we already have Myles. Why would we take Abdul? Because you start two edges. That's why.
Yeah. And have you seen this defensive line when Myles leaves the field?
Yeah, but say, who gets pressure besides Myles?
Who gets attention aside Myles?
You know who gets the most pressure besides Myles when he's actually healthy? JOK. Who's the linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Just get a dude.
It's not fucking good. It's not good at all.
Get a fucking dude. That's all you need. Just get guys who are good.
Yeah. And when they draft another defensive tackle pretty high, just let you know now, don't get upset.
Hey, just don't get upset at the idea. Just ask yourself, is that motherfucker good?
Because if he good, you're not gonna care.
Yeah, Anthony Schwartz was a wide receiver. That's a premium position. Terrible pick. Like, terrible pick. DTR play quarterback. Terrible pick. It only matters if they're good or not, because it's not a guarantee that everybody that you draft going to be good. So positional value means nothing. You got to make sure these dudes can be contributors, and that matters. Curtis, any thoughts, any draft philosophies you would like to espouse on our audience? Any knowledge you would like to drop on the folks right now?
Just draft the best player. Do not pick a quarterback. That's all I got to say. Only if you love the quarterback.
Now, qualify love. Like, how high you gotta think his ceiling is for you to be like, okay, you love this dude.
Like, if he's a franchise dude, if he's just a regular dude, like a starter, like, no, just go best player available. Because
if Andrew Berry drafts Shedeur Sanders and starts talking about how he could be like Dak Prescott, I'm gonna fire that motherfucker instantly. like, no, I need you to aim higher. Okay.
He's not gonna do it, bro. He's not gonna do it, bro. He's not gonna do it. If Abdul, I keep saying it. If Abdul is there when he is picking, that's who he's picking.
I don't see a world where he passes up Abdul or Travis. I don't.
I don't see it. I don't see
like they're guaranteed to have a swing at one of those two. Unless like the offer is nuts and they don't have to move back that far.
Like, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. And to be honest with you, I don't think the Titans are taking Abdul at 1.
That'd be tough.
I don't think they are.
There's been more smoke lately for that. But something tells me, my gut tells me, they're gonna go Cam Ward or Travis Hunter.
I do too. I think so too.
Yeah, and something tells me, what if somebody does something shocking and like they go Will Johnson #1 overall or something like that, or Mason Graham? They just want like, let me not miss.
Yeah.
I think we go look. This is the year where like, remember Anthony Bennett went #1 overall.
Oh, we get some weird. We're just about to get some weird.
This feel like we about to get some bullshit talk at #1.
Shamar Stewart, #1
Hey,
overall.
no, it could be anybody. Somebody decides Mike Green just looks more like an edge to me.
Mike Green #1 overall. I'd be like, yo,
look. Somebody, they might go Josh Simmons.
Hey man, OC1.
Curtis is
OC1.
Curtis is like, what?
Franchise left tackle right there.
Hey man, they might. I saw the only thing I couldn't see them do is like, okay, they're not gonna go Ted. I don't think anybody talks himself into Ted going #1. No, that's ridiculous. He's not that good. He's not that. He's hard to justify the top 5 in my opinion, but because he's just not as strong as a prospect as other guys. Let's see who else could go feasibly #1. I think we hit all of them.
Yeah, we hit all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mason, maybe Josh, maybe Kelvin Banks.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna win.
Maybe they just try to tell themselves he is a tackle.
Maybe.
First year GMs, man, they usually like to go with the safest pick possible when they have that opportunity. Smells like Mason Graham to me.
Mason Graham goes first. That's gonna be
who's their GM?
Funny. I don't know the dude's name.
I think I know it.
Because they fired the black dude and they hired somebody else. What's his name? I can't even think of his name.
It's Mike Borgonzi. That's the new general manager for the Titans.
Why does he sound familiar?
Oh, Q. Ashton Jeanty.
Nah, nobody gonna be crazy enough, right?
Hey man, who's nuts?
If Saquon went for like 300 in the Super Bowl, maybe somebody does that dumb shit. But
where did Saquon get drafted? He was top 4.
He was 2.
He was 2.
It was Baker, it was Saquon, and then it was Sam, right?
Oh, I didn't know he went 2.
Yeah, he went 2.
I thought he was 3 or 4.
Nah,
I know he went 4 because Denzel was 4.
Yep. And then Sam went 3. Denzel went 4. So who went 5 in that year? Because what, Josh Allen was 6th or 7th?
Something like that.
And let me look that up. Yeah, this man looked like he drafted Mason Graham, by the way.
Like, I like Mason Graham, but 1?
Hey. Look, if you get the #1 overall pick your first year, you just try to make a choice that's not going to embarrass you. Yeah, Sam Bradley Chubb went 5, Quentin Nelson 6, Josh Allen 7, Roquan Smith 8, Mike McGlinchey, and then the infamous Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
Josh said Rosen. That they made 9 mistakes ahead of me, and literally 9 of those 9 players have made the Pro Bowl.
Chosen Rosen.
Hey man. Well, did McGlinchey make the Pro Bowl? I don't think McGlinchey was any good. 8 of the 9. Baker's made 1, Saquon's made 1, Sam's made 1, Denzel's made 1, Bradley, I believe, has made 1, Quentin Nelson definitely, Josh Allen 100%, and then Roquan Smith.
All John Dorsey had to do
was draft Josh Allen.
Draft Josh Allen. All John Dorsey had to do.
Hey, say what you want about Hugh Jackson. He would have figured out that you need to run Josh Allen a lot sooner than they did in Buffalo. That would have been the first thing Hugh Jackson would have did was, oh yeah, we about to run Josh Allen right. He would have did some other bullshit. But Could you imagine that combo?
No. I really can't.
Yeah. But that's it, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming for Q and Colb. Colb, any parting shots that you have for the audience?
Shout out to everybody who listens to us every week. Shout out Steel Toe Gang. Shout out everybody who works. Shout out everybody who works in a medical building. Shout out everybody who works with the nurses, doctors. Shout out, of course, all the anime watchers, manga readers.
Shout out pediatrician offices with the fun stickers.
Yes.
Y'all make childhood better. You know?
Absolutely.
You know.
Shout out all the Laker fans. Shout out all the Cavs fans too.
Okay. We're not shout out. Not had too much fun. Okay.
Shout out all the Luka stands. We fam now.
Damn, that's crazy. Luka stands and LeBron stands are linking up.
Man, it's crazy.
And with also like a third party pairing of Kobe stands. Like this is a nasty coalition.
This is the strongest coalition the America's ever seen.
You need to go try to get some political power. But yeah, it's one hell of a coalition there in Los Angeles. But make no mistake, this year ain't LA's year.
That's fine.
You know, LA's got a couple years down the road until they're ready to do what the Cavs are going to do this year, because we got DeAndre Hunter and we got our missing link.
He looked good.
And we about to shut down Jason Tatum bitch ass when we play him in the playoffs. Let's go. Can I hit the applause button?
That is not the applause button. Okay.
Hold on.
And now we don't hear anything.
So y'all don't hear nothing?
Nope.
How about now?
Nope.
Do y'all get
that?
Nothing?
We heard it.
All right.
Yeah.
It
worked.
Yeah, we coming Chicago. I mean, not Chicago. We coming
Chicago's not even gonna make the playoffs.
We coming. Hey, New York, we want revenge. All right, y'all only got one big. Y'all got Carl. Jared Allen about to make Carl look like a bitch. We about to do this. Okay.
Oh, you taking it all the way there. Okay.
Yeah, New York. We about to come into your place where Tim's. Yes. We getting that back. I want New York. I want Boston. Who I want in the first round? Give me Atlanta. I want to eliminate George Niang my goddamn self. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, G-Wagon. Don't act like you ain't trying to see that either. Would you was a G-Wagon fan?
No.
You was endorsing this? You enjoyed watching Jordan? Dog, I saw that rotation with DeAndre Hunter in there instead of George Niang. I was like, oh, thank God. Whew. Well, that's so much better. You saw how we never gave up that 20-point lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen with G-Wagon in there.
Ant-Man 40 ball didn't even matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It was the most pointless 40 ball I've ever seen, and it's so fitting that it happened for a player that plays for Minnesota who does that. A lot of meaningless personal achievements happen in Minnesota.
Hey, the cat heel turn is so crazy.
All I know is that Cat left Minnesota. He started playing beautiful basketball again.
The heel turn is so nasty.
Hey.
Oh shit, that's nasty, man.
Let's
That's
get it.
nasty.
Hey, Cat, it's all good until we play you in the playoffs because you still play for the Knicks and we eliminate you two right here. We coming through. And who we want from the West?
And it just hopefully, if they make it, I don't want them to play the Lakers.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. That'd be a nasty 5-game gentleman. Okay.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Well, LeBron, I give it 6.
Ooh,
No
y'all
centers?
don't want to see me. Y'all don't want to see me.
Mm.
I don't want y'all to see me that way.
I don't want them to see you that way either, Cole. Hanging on the hope, telling me how Jackson Hayes going to shut down Mobley. And
I was never going to
tell me how Rui's really the answer for Evan Mobley.
I was never going to say that.
We just gonna play LeBron at the 5. Okay. like, yeah. I don't want to see Colb go out like that. So you know what? Let it be Minnesota. We do it too.
They're not making it that far.
They not.
So
what? Oklahoma City? I ain't got no beef with Oklahoma City. And they're kind of good.
Yeah.
I hope they get eliminated before they get to the finals.
I was about to say that's the team.
I don't really think I want that.
That's the team you really don't want to see. They are a bad matchup for the Cavs.
Yeah. Give me what? Denver?
To be for real, you probably want the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Because they don't got as much firepower anymore.
I mean, like, if we're just talking like purely matchups,
you know what? Fuck it. Give me the Warriors. I hope they sneak in.
If we're talking purely matchups, the Cavs probably have the best matchup for the Nuggets. With
maybe the Rockets.
Mobley. I don't know if the Rockets not gonna make it. The Rockets not gonna make it.
They're like the 2 seed right now, right?
No, they're like the 5th seed now.
Oh, they fell. Okay.
They lost like 6 consecutive games. I think they just beat the Raptors though.
Impressive.
Not really.
Nah, no. Hey, hold on, Colb. Are we discounting the Dallas Mavericks?
Yes.
Anthony Davis, Kyrie.
Let's see what the Grizzlies can do. They're the
They'd
2
be
seed
fun
now.
to beat.
Let's see what the Grizzlies can do. Plus, there's no beef, so it's like, there's nothing there between Memphis and Cleveland.
You know who I kind of want to see a 1-8 matchup with? Detroit. Because I don't think those teams like each other like that.
No, I think it's like a real beef brewing. A little bit.
Dog, did you see Derek Allen get a receipt? Like, got his foul back?
Yeah,
I was like, he don't do that.
The Pistons are the 6th seed right now, actually.
Yeah. Well, so they could be the 8th seed, right? Well, no, they're out the play-in at the 6th seed, right?
Yeah, they're out the play-in. So they would play the 3 seed right now, which would be the Knicks.
They probably get smoked.
Who's
in the play-in right now? It's got to be the Pacers, Philly.
It has to be are the Pacers I think the Pacers might be the 4 or 5. Let me actually look. No, because I know Milwaukee has to be one of the 4 or 5. Let me look. So Cavs 1, Boston 2, New York 3, Indiana 4. Yeah, Indiana 4, Milwaukee 5. That'd be a fun series. Detroit 6, Miami 7, but they have the same amount of losses as the Pistons. Atlanta's the 8th seed.
Miami's gonna drop.
I wouldn't assume that.
Oh, you think they're going to heat culture their way to like a 6 seed?
Yeah, probably. That's what they do. Playing right now is Miami, Atlanta, Orlando, Chicago. Orlando fell off a cliff.
I probably trust the Hawks the least in the play-in.
Yeah, because they don't have anybody. Because Jalen Johnson's gone. They just traded DeAndre Hunter.
They have no defense.
Yeah, their defense is cooked.
And they just traded for Karis LeVert and George Niang.
And they got Karis and George. You can't play George in the series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they might have to.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you can't play George in the series and expect to win. Orlando's probably who the Cavs don't want to play the most, but I think they win the series regardless.
Yeah, because they beat them last year.
Yeah, like.
And then everybody else in the East is pretty much out the playoffs. Like, I don't think the Phillies gonna make it into the play-in. They're 12 games underwater right now. The Bulls are 9. And everybody's like the Raptors, the Hornets, the Wizards, so they're out.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of teams that you're not worried about. So if they end up playing Atlanta, they'll be fine.
So Lakers are the 4 seed right now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5, Lakers, Rockets. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Are we gonna finally get that Lakers Clippers series with fans?
I hope so.
At this point, man, it's kind of like I don't even want to see it no more. Like,
I do. Who cares?
Well, it's like it was a novelty because they played in the same arena, but it's like, oh, now you're traveling 20 minutes down the road.
I still want to see it. Who cares?
It's not even a fun basketball matchup. It's just
fun
an
for me.
opportunity to embarrass the Clippers. Like,
That's always fun.
and what they ever do to y'all,
Exist.
that's crazy. That's crazy hatred. If I could give up my hatred on Cat, you could let the Clippers slide, right?
No, I'm good.
Happy to see him win a playoff game or two. And the Mavericks are the fucking 8th seed and they made a win now.
Listen, they get healthy. That's a nasty 8 seed to have to play. Like that's the team that got healthy, literally like got fully healthy right before the playoffs started, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm not trying to."
It's like the West knows it because they're going to sacrifice like the Thunder or Memphis to have it.
Because they go get AD and they go get AD, Kyrie, and Gafford back, and they go be healthy for the playoffs, and that is the 8th seed. You absolutely do not want to fucking play.
And they got everybody like kind of counting them out right now. The Timberwolves are just not a good team.
They're good defensively. They can't. Nobody besides Anthony Edwards can score.
Yeah, and it's so reliant on him scoring.
Yeah, like I said, 40 last night didn't matter at all. Game was never
a
close.
nice 42.
No, he was getting buckets. It just didn't matter.
Yeah, that second quarter was impressive. I was like, wow, I've never been this impressed with an opposing player while not having a single moment of fear that I was going to lose this game.
He was getting tough buckets. Like he got tough buckets on Evan. He got a couple tough buckets on Evan. It just didn't matter.
He did DeAndre Hunter nasty.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it just
doesn't
matter.
Steal on DeAndre, came back, hurt him, made him fall. Well, made him stumble a little bit, and then smacked the 3. I was like, oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Too bad Nas Reed is their second best player.
Second best offensive player for sure. They were missing Julius too, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how much
is that really like.
I was about to say I don't know how much of a difference that makes. I think they were playing pretty decent when he was out there, but yeah, I don't know.
Real shit. They think I was saying this. Trading Cat, horrible fucking idea. Horrible fucking idea. Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense now on offense.
Yeah, like you absolutely needed Cat to be competitive. And the Kings just traded Fox, so they're not even trying. Or the Spurs, they can make the playoffs. They're not that far underwater.
They're in the play-in.
The Spurs are not. They're 12.
Are they 12?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, they fell.
Yeah. The Warriors aren't even in the play-in. Well, no, 10 seeds playing, right?
Yeah, they're in.
Yeah, they're barely in.
Phoenix is out. Oof.
Hey, man.
Hey, that West play-in tournament is going to be fun. Looking at these teams, that's going to be a fun play-in tournament.
I look at Phoenix, I'm like, that's the Browns if they were a basketball team.
All right, that feels like a good place to end this.
A lot of regret.
Just a lot of regret all over the place.
Oh, yeah. But y'all have a great day, man. Have you a better night. Peace.